And welcome back to Jasilionis Games. We are doing the Call of the Netherdeep module here. Episode 35. I cannot believe it has been this many. But we are here in the aftermath of the Battle of the First Eclipse. But first, I will let the players introduce themselves.
Hello. My name is Hunter, and I am playing Morgen Megen today.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I'm playing the studio audience.
Hi, I am Matt. I am the person speaking now, and today I'll be playing Saeryn Conundrum.
And I am Ray, and I am playing Ludo.
And I am the Dungeon Master, Jasilionis, and as the studio audience cryptically referenced, we are missing a character. We are missing a character card beneath me because in the battle against this Red Moon Dream Beholder thing, one of the players, or one of the characters, has fallen. They fought bravely. They were pulled into some weird dream realm, Freddy Krueger style, and fought some horrible monstrosity, which I will let the players see now in their full. This is what Mox was experiencing. All by himself in the dream. So there was the red hunger that was feeding off of him and feeding the First Eclipse. I mean, you guys did well over 400 damage to that thing last session. But despite fighting as well as you could, as Morgen tried to perform a revivify ritual halfway through the battle, the soul was not able to reconnect to the body and pulled away into the afterlife. As Mock said, he would be finally at rest. And that is when they were pulled after that into the dragon's horde to begin looting, but not before the dragon Fulgura has returned to its lair, offering them up treasures and wealth and gems and baubles. But as it looks around and it is trying to placate you and make good on its promises, you all realize that no wealth or treasure in the world will bring back your fallen friend. That mysterious stranger who had just joined you within the last couple weeks at most. And I will bring you all back here to that moment.
Well, do we have everything we need? Can we head back now?
I believe you can. Ludo pops out, and he's holding a what kind of looks like a bunched up piece of fabric. And, yeah.
I was just say, make a perception check, Ludo.
Perception. A 6.
No worries. Yeah, seems like a pretty cool cloak. And as you all looking around the dragon, Fulgura, she speaks out at you. She says, I realize that none of this will fix the hole in your heart. 1 second. And she turned around and she moves over and clicks her finger and opens up this chest, this massive thing, this part of the treasure that you hadn't looted before. And she looks at all of you and she says, you all mentioned something else, some other purpose. This book. And she pulls out the other tome that I completely had breezed over and forgotten about yesterday when I mentioned there were 2 tomes that Saeryn found. And she hands it over to him, to Saeryn. She hands it out to you. She says, this has gifted me with foresights before, and I have seen uses for a few other items. So she goes and hands you a book, Saeryn.
Ooh, interesting. I'll just start flipping through it.
Yeah, and with a little bit of time, you definitely realize it is a wizard's tome of sorts, and it has some other magical properties to it. And then she also pointing at the top of like the little treasure pile, so like with her little dragon claw plinks and hands over towards Morgen. She says, some magical inks. And yeah, I think I'm spilling out of that is like another shard that kind of drops out the next to it, like some like other crystal type thing.
And what might this be?
She says, a gift for another that I feel connected to you. And it is a writhing crystal with like a warped essence around it.
Well, I shall handle this with great care then.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, honored one.
Mm-hmm. Do you go to put that cloak on Ludo?
Yeah, I think Ludo would put it under his armor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as you're fiddling around, you take a second. When you reach into the pocket of it, you find a vial in there.
Oh. He'd pull it out. What's this?
Seems to be some magical vial, and she says, that might need identified.
I think he would just nod to the dragon at this point and put it back in the pocket for now.
Alright, so y'all got some additional loot.
And we put Mox in the bag of folding.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
And then she says, I think these will also be of use. I have put these aside. And she hands over some like scrolls, and they seem to be like ancient records and like folded like documents that would have pertained to like as you take a moment to like look them over. Does anyone speak like Orcish or Elvish?
Morgen speaks Elvish.
Yeah, Ludo speaks Elvish.
Excellent. So it's kind of like a version of Elvish, but you recognize it as like, different. Like it's like an older version, or like some like variation of. And they seem to just be some like long like historical documents, like reports about like the utopia, the city that like now the records that the sunken city that underneath Huntarot that people have been calling Kael Maro. These seem to be actual like historical documents that weren't destroyed or weren't in a sunken ruin. And she says, there was also this illustration with it. And it's like on some like ancient canvas, and it shows some bloodied, beaten hero with like, you recognize the jewel around him and you recognize him from the vision. This is kind of like a relief of the scene that you all saw at the Betrayer's Rise. And that would be a depiction of Avandra bringing him back to life and healing him. Everyone can see that.
What a beautiful sight.
Reddit too, Druid of the Spores in there. They put that on the Reddit of the Netherdeep.
That's a great and gory picture. It's fantastic.
Very gory, yes. That might get me flagged,
cool.
actually. That's if anyone watches, please don't do anything about that.
I don't think it's too bad. He's just covered in red wax, right?
I mean, yeah, they sealed him in there pretty nicely.
Yeah, pretty bad. But
Elixir and the living signet ring.
yeah, you all see that image, that relief, you know. And you're like, you all know this to be there. Like, these are some, like, Saeryn would know this to be like, oh, people want this in a library. Ludo, you're like, oh, these are some, like, revered holy documents that need to be put up in a church somewhere. And Morgen, I don't know actually what Morgen thinks about all that. You know, she likes history. She's like, I'm older than those.
This must be one of those new age fanfics.
Ooh, there we go.
Man.
But, yeah.
We should probably get this somewhere safe for preservation.
But yeah, just to go over also from yesterday, or last session, there was you're also offered, and you know, seem free to take. There's an animated shield in there, some boots of speed, an adamantium chain shirt, a belt of dwarven kind, and or a amulet of devout.
Yeah, Ludo grabbed the shield.
Excellent, yeah. You all get your little additional items and stuff.
I believe Ludo took the animated shield. Morgen took the manual of wisdom.
Yeah.
And I think Saeryn just took 5,000 gold.
Exactly.
And I guess now this wizard tome.
Yeah. Which do you have a identify for it?
Oh yeah, I got identifies. I'll use a charge on my goggles.
Excellent. You feel the divination wash over it, and you would, because you hold now an astromancy archive. So it's not actually a book, as you realize as you open it up and you go to look into it. It's like hollowed out in the center was like kind of like a fake wizard book, and there's like a brass disc hitting inside of it. And there's concentric rings, and they funnel into a sphere, and use this as a wizard book.
Hold on a second. Let me make sure I get everything. I'm gonna pop that in the bag of scolding.
Mm-hmm. And Morgen, you were also just now given like it seems to be like a vial of like magical inks that would probably be useful for like tattooing or stuff.
Oh my. Perhaps I can. I'm not much of an artist myself, but I can sure try.
And then you also have that other weird crystal shard.
Yeah, I'd like to take a look at that crystal thing, see if I know anything about it or can glean anything from.
Yeah, go ahead. You can make an arcana, or if Saren's able to assist with an identify.
I have one first level spell slot. I can do it as a ritual as well.
Awesome.
If we don't want to.
Yeah, you can take some time. That one shard that you're looking at seems to be a far realm shard. It seems to be a crystal that has been warped by the far realm aberrant nature of the creature that had been living here, and seems to be of use by a sorcerer.
We get a being a sorcerer.
Well, as it happens, I know just the one I might hold on to this for.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I would stash that into the back.
Yeah. Oh, also, does anybody want plate armor?
Ludo's already wearing fire-resistant plate armor. So.
Okay, better question. Can anyone else carry the plate armor? I'm over. The book made me over encumbered.
Oh, I thought Ludo. I thought that's the plate mail that Ludo's wearing. He took that out for that's the one he's wearing, right? Because he used that with that crystal shard to get the fire-resistant armor.
Is that the plate mail that was in my bag?
Yes, it is.
All right, thank God. I'm deleting that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could sell it for more gold, but like, if it's already being used properly, then I'm not
Yeah.
gonna worry about it.
Yeah, we're gonna say it was the fire crystal allowed it to be fire resistant armor without like he was like, you put it on the shield, but it's the armor that has it. Whatever. It all makes sense. Doesn't need an attunement slot because it was also awesome crystal.
Hold on. Actually, something happened to mess with my carrying capacity because I jumped way above 180 in just the last like second and a half. So I'm gonna troubleshoot that. You guys keep going.
Okay.
Is it the body you're carrying now?
That's not even on my inventory. And and the bag of folding and the bag of scolding, I just
know.
noticed each only weigh 15 pounds. Like nothing in them should count.
All right. Well, you all take it. Let's do a short rest. Seems like you have time to take a longer rest here if you wish, but once you leave, you cannot come back.
Doesn't seem like we are welcome enough to stay that long.
So y'all gonna take your short rest, do whatever you need, and as you all begin to head out, you all make your way back first into the other lair room, where there's no longer a Mox token here, and Morgen would notice with her perception, it's like sitting on the ground, almost like a small like bead, an object where that would have been where the First Eclipse had like collapsed in upon itself. It's just like a small little thing sitting on the ground.
Yeesh, that's a little creepy. I feel like she would at least go investigate it, maybe see if there's any like kind of residual magics in the area.
Mm-hmm.
If that thing would just like, come back for some reason. I feel like she would want to.
Yeah, seems to be like a small obsidian bead. Do you go ahead and make an Arcana on it? And if Saeryn has any juice or wants to spend anything on it as well.
Oh god, I would not know. I got a 5.
There seem to be some engravings and stuff all over, and it's just like a small like obsidian bead, but definitely has like probably some magical property, probably, maybe not.
Morgan, what'd you look at? You want me to take a look at it? And he slides his goggles down over his eyes again.
Yes, please.
All right, this is gonna be an Arcana check with advantage due to the goggles. Still not very good, but 19.
That will work. It's the goggles let you get a closer look without having to touch it. It has like an Arcana essence to it. Nothing too bad. It's fiendish because like there's strange like demonic looking. It's like a depiction, like engravings of an imp etched into like the obsidian bead. And would you want to do a identify on it?
I'll get one more 4th level spell slot. I'll go ahead and do it. Because we haven't taken short rest yet, right?
I think this was after the short rest.
If this is after, well, I'll burn the 1st level slot now, and then I'll short rest, and then I'll do arcane recovery to get more stuff back. But right now, we'll just burn this.
Yeah, perfect.
It's not going to matter because I'm not going to get all my slots back regardless. So, boop.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I cannot cast it using a slot. It is a ritual. I do not have it prepared.
Aha.
Da-da-da-da.
No worries. You feel like you have the time. The patience isn't being, you're not being pushed out the door with wings of wind.
Yeah. Oh, good call. Well, yeah, just let me take it here and then just like, what are the components here?
Yeah. Got the stuff I know you grabbed. It was the bead.
He pulls out his 100 gold piece pearl, which I've had, I guess, for a long time, and an owl feather, and then you dusts the gem with the owl feather, and then looks like he's peering through the pearl at the thing, and that ritual takes 11 minutes.
And I would say, yeah, perfect. As you're doing this ritual to identify it, Ludo, you definitely get a very, like, a smug, taunting presence from it.
I don't know if I like the presence of that thing.
At the end of that ritual, you find you have Saeryn. It is kind of like how a wondrous figurine of something can like be used to summon a creature. This is a wondrous bead of impact. It is an obsidian bead with these strange things. You can use the action to speak and throw it to 60 feet, and it becomes a living creature. The figure's command word is saucy, and the point where the figurine is thrown, it explodes into a fiery explosion, dealing 8d6 fire damage. 15-foot radius. Creatures side make DC 13 dex save. Full or half on save. And in the spot where the bead is thrown, an imp is summoned and hostile towards all creatures who are not evil alignment.
So we don't have to roll 666 anymore. That's nice.
So it's a
I
one-time use speed, yeah.
I just saw the pun. Okay. All right. It's not magical, and I tuck it away to our never be seen again.
Yeah. So you definitely.
No,
so it's like a bead of fireball and a figurine of imp kind of combined into one. You hear an imp cackle in a dream somewhere, and this is what seems to be left. Oh man.
I describe what it is, and then I just hand it back, and I was like, "Well, that's what it is. I don't know. You're cool. Seems like it'd be really funny to break up a party."
To post the wording for the studio audience.
Saeryn, are you able to
I-
tell me
that's
what
very
this
nice.
vial is?
Say that again.
Are you able to discern what this vial is? And he pulls that vial back out of the cloak and holds it up for Saeryn to see.
Of course. Just give me another 11 minutes.
A quick arcana. Check real fast.
I'll do an arcana check on it first. See if I don't have to burn 11 minutes of time just to do the to dust it with a feather again.
Mm-hmm. Get your support.
Wow!
Hey, you find this to be a oil of sharpness.
Well, what you got here is an oil of sharpness. It makes you sharp, gives you good perception. No, I'm just kidding. Here's what it does.
Oil that adds can be onto one slashing or piercing weapon or up to 5 pieces of ammunition. Takes 1 minute to apply, and for 1 hour, the coded items are magical and have a +3 bonus to attack and damage.
I'll just say outright, seems like it'd be stupid to put it on arrows.
Agreed.
Or bullets, and I'm just thinking about the gun we have now.
2. You have 2 guns.
Two guns.
You have 2
Those are
guns.
piercing ammunition. We could apply oil of sharpness to the bullets.
America is fucked.
Can you just load the bead, the wondrous bead of impact, into a gun and shoot it?
You
Please
could.
say yes.
I mean, if you had a guy who could like tinker with some rounds like that, you could have Mox could have put that into a round. Some sketchy checks, I'm sure.
Well, I think
happened.
the bead is technically like it's also like a figurine as well, so you'd probably have to like squish it a bit or something. Or you could make it like a shotgun shell. I don't know.
That's the other gun.
Like a
Slug.
blunderbuss.
Yeah, just
Like a blunderbuss. I was thinking like a slug in a shotgun, but yeah.
Oh. Thinking like a blunderbuss, you just load a bunch of gravel, broken glass, and a bead of impact. And boom. One way to start a party.
I was gonna say we know who doesn't have the headband of intellect. Oh, sorry.
we did leave it on him. It's true.
So sorry.
I will say we did, as far as I know, we did not properly loot Mox's corpse.
Exactly.
So, or at least I didn't write down what he had. So,
I'll repost it when you guys loot Mox's corpse.
Mm-hmm.
we can worry about that later.
That.
Yeah, I think in the moment that probably would have seemed disrespectful.
Yeah.
But shoving gold on his dead body isn't.
Oh, you know, that's.
Hey, he
you'd want us
always
to have it.
wanted to be buried in gold. We know that.
He did. He was a gold. Yep. Yeah, that's true.
All right. So what's the move?
Well, I'm still trying to break my inventory correctly, so but I think the move is to get out of here.
You're finding a place in the desert to camp up for the night. You're heading on any path. You're pushing back to the city. Are you guys saying fuck this whole desert nonsense and let's go somewhere else? It is up to you. Ain't nothing
I
stopping
think
you.
we should go rest at that empty town.
Oh, look, that plan.
I like that idea. Let's do that. And maybe we should think about if we want to bury Mox or cremate him, what his preference would be.
But wasn't he friends with the like the mercenaries guild people that were in the city? They might know what he would want to do more than us.
So should we return his body to the mercenary guild?
He ain't getting any better.
He ain't. Well, it might get worse.
Oh, he's definitely gonna. I mean, the bag of folding is not exactly. I mean, it's got air in it, so, but you know, it's not going to be exposed to the sun or anything.
I mean, I can always ask him tomorrow.
That's a decent. What?
Yeah, Ludo gets goosebumps. Nose starts bleeding.
Witch.
man.
She's a witch.
I don't think Saeryn has seen you do that.
That's true. Yeah, I've not casted Speak with Dead on her. Well, the matron of ravens does not approve of reviving the dead. There's nothing against asking them a few questions.
Well then, I guess we can look forward to that in the morning over breakfast.
Sounds like a plan.
Also, would anyone like some rope? I'm still struggling here.
I can take some of that off your hands.
Have 50 feet of hempen rope. It's 10 pounds.
So you all begin going out, heading into the desert. Putting this lair behind you. And are you guys pretty much heading straight for that, like, empty town?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's probably the move.
You all leave out. So this is all still pretty early in the morning as you had all slept the night before and woken up to fight this creature. And you all putting this rising sun to your backs as you all head out, make your way from the town, or from the lair towards the town. And you see it rising over the hills the front of you. It's still overgrown, this wild growth, but this whole time in this desert, you don't feel you don't feel the eyes watching you. It's not that comfortable uneasiness. There's nothing like flickering at the edge of your vision or making you uncomfortable. As far as you know, besides whatever haunting thoughts that you all carry with you on your own accord. It is.
Does it look the same as when we passed through here before, or would there be like any new tracks or anything that looks different?
Go ahead and make perceptions. Or a survival, if anyone wishes.
Nope. A juicy 2.
22 on the survive.
Let me see. Perception or survival?
Yeah.
I'll hit a perception. I'm too busy trying to figure out why I'm over encumbered and like struggling. Saeryn does figure out why he's over encumbered. Is because Saeryn forgot to toggle off coin weight for encumbrance.
Yeah, you did just add
and
a
5,000
lot
gold
of
pieces is
gold.
very heavy.
But not for a bag.
Not if they're in a bag of scolding, but I have to turn it off, so that's the problem. Yeah, I just pulled up the carrying capacity thing. Coins is 126.22 pounds.
Yeesh. Right down to 78 pounds. There we go.
Yeah, I would say as you look around Morgen, you're looking for signs of change, signs of life, something that's been different in this area. And you actually do see a change. There's like almost a little bit of a bloom of like a desert cactus bud, like a flower is like kind of starting to like make its way open. And you see signs of life is starting to maybe, spring back and reclaim.
Do you guys see that? The local flora are blooming once again. It's only a matter of time when the fauna return as well.
Oh, good. Beasts.
Yeah, Ludo just nods in like approval.
At least it can't look any worse.
Yeah. I would say, with your herbalist knowledge, you do know that bloom would probably have some sort of restorative benefits, but it's also that balance of, would you want, do you take something that's blooming and fighting back now, or do you leave it as is? That cycle of life and death.
She's going to leave it as it currently is. In order to maintain a population while you are harvesting, you should only remove about 10% of what it is you're getting. Seeing as this might be the only specimen here, it's best to leave it alone.
And I had a feeling that was already your thought. But you see, there's a comfort in that, You think again to all of those refugees that you all passed as you were all leaving the city. And now, hopefully some sort of civilization can come back here. Or monsters. There's always money to be made at the Hunters Guild,
Or monsters.
But that's you don't see any other passage of anything else. The change is still pretty slow, very recent. It is like maybe you're almost to like noon sun, kinda. Like an hour away from noon at this point.
Well, we made really great fun getting here.
Yeah, should we continue?
I don't know. I feel like this is going to be the closest thing we get to shelter for a while.
It's either that or we brave the desert back into Ankirel again, but I'm feeling quite tapped out myself. I don't think I can deal with anything unexpected at this moment.
Well, then it's settled. We set up a camp here and rest.
You all do that. The silence of a companion that is recently lost is still very apparent and obvious. The moments where you all like pause for that quick little small witticism from Mox, and you all like look over to see where the little tabaxi is gone. Even in that brief time you got to know him, but you all send prayers to your gods, and know that you must carry on in your task, whatever that may be, in your goal.
I'm definitely not looking forward to going to that big pit with only 3 of us.
No one answers Saeryn at all as Morgen just was like, dear, and starts reading.
Morgan's too busy reading. Ludo's praying. So it's like, nobody be into tonight. All right, I can get behind it. I'll just talk to myself like a complete freak. Yeah. Great.
I think you begin looking at your cool new tome.
I haven't even read the thing yet. Yeah,
It's a lot.
Oh, yeah. Morgan's got a whole bunch of stuff to go through. That's gonna take 6 days for her to get through, right? Something like that.
48 hours over 6 days. So if you don't finish it within the time, that it's like, well, that was time wasted. Yeah, start marking off the hours and put on that. As you all, are you all going to be camping throughout the night up until dawn the next day, or are you just doing just time for a long rest, an hour or two, and then maybe try and trek like overnight or something?
I'm not sure about the rest of you, but I'm not a big fan of traveling through deserts at night.
Yeah, I don't see a point in traveling at night. Like, why not? Why not take the rest of the day to rest, sleep during the night, and then depart in the morning?
I like this plan. All right.
Any objections, studio audience?
No, I'm.
Yeah, no.
I'm playing some Marvel Snap. I'm drinking some wine. I'm good. Just hanging out. No, it's great to listen to. This is a great show. More people should watch this thing.
I mean, that's what I'm saying over here. I don't know.
I'm just saying it. Not being a part of it, this is fantastic. It's nice.
I think we do a
great
good
characters.
Job. I think this is a great job. I don't know. I hope that I get that, like, this gets our seal of approval at the very least.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, so Morgen, you just begin spending that time. So you guys got basically, I mean, it's noon now as you start setting up camp. You guys tell me when you go to bed, and you tell me, what happens in that in-between time. Also,
yeah, I feel like...
Also, if anyone's doing any watches and whatnot.
I think Morgen is just going to read most of the day away from noon to like 10, maybe transfer 4 hours after that, and then keep reading until we depart.
Am I the only one who has to take out 8 hours of sleep?
Oh, I do.
Oh, thank God. Oh, it was the other party where I think everyone only transes.
Well,
right?
when Aljin was in this party, Morgen and Aljin had a trance, and then we would go for like walks and pick up pebbles and stuff.
Grandson time.
Yeah, it was such. It was
cute.
Yeah, I miss that all those things we do.
I think Ludo's going to poke around in some of these empty buildings and maybe not even to find anything, but just out of curiosity, see how the people lived here, see what's left. And if something does stand out, then maybe take advantage of it, or maybe try to find some food, leftover food.
Yeah,
maybe some baklava.
No, yeah, you don't find any baklava. You don't want that baklava.
Weird. Weird, all the baklava.
Yeah, you just find these are simple, there's like little root farms and like, types of things like in the back of some of these huts. Like what fences for what used to be like what could have been little cattle pens. One house seems to be one building as you enter in like a thin layer of dust and what used to be like a lively tap room. You imagine you can see all of the, grit on the floor, the stains of beer and what other messes and food and slop that has accumulated over the years, and it just tells a tale of life and revelry and love and fists raised in anger and sorrow, and it's this is just a town of people who.
Does the tap still flow at the tavern?
Ooh. Go ahead. The luck wizard's not here, but give me a straight D20 luck check.
All right.
All right. Do you drink from it?
Well, I think he would pull the handle first.
Yeah.
And, like,
You go to pull a little bit, and you go to see 4. All right. As you go to pull it out, you first are met with the rank smell of it's a sour, acidic, it definitely seems to have gone bad or sour, but it's way looser than you think. Go ahead, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Dex saving throw. 10.
All right, you're fast enough to kind of jimmy it up, but deft enough where you don't slam and break it as you try and close the barrel back up, so you don't get covered in this. It's pretty sour smelling, and is it bad beer? Is it beer that has gone bad, quote unquote, intentionally? That is up to you.
Or is it just a sour? I think Ludo would probably avoid it if it smelled like that.
Yeah, not the ale that you're used to, but yeah. Yeah, see, a 4, that's not the worst, potential. I like sours. I would try it.
Depends how much of the mother comes out as you pulling it. If it's the kombucha.
Yeah. No particulate seem to be floating in it,
Yeah.
but
Okay,
it's not clear.
It's a hazy IPA.
Funky.
hazy sour.
It's a wild, wild yeasted. But
It was a mimic. It was going to take over your body. Good. Congratulations, you didn't die.
Oh, liquid mimic.
Liquid mimic.
terrifying.
What? Any bottles?
I'll say
Maybe if something's bottled, it might not be as spoiled.
find 4 little bottles of wine stashed away.
Ah, yeah. I'll take those and I'll take them back to Morgen
yeah.
and Saeryn.
Some generic 5 silver piece bottles of wine, Oh, you guys have been chased out of your homes. Don't mind if I steal your booze?
Boone's Farm.
Boone's Farm.
Once again, I wish I planned for cooler things in this city, y'all. It's just,
We're trying for the city to be so awesome, and Jack's like, I have no clue, man. It's just a city that might have some okay wine and some shitty beer.
In one of the houses, you see there's a bunch of arcane scrolls and rune stuff. There's a portrait of a family, and in the middle of it there's seems to be some sort of wizard draped in fabulous purple, and next to him seem to be just some farmer mundane folk that have an eerily similar, and they're it's a very nice depiction of a family in front of a store. And you can't quite
that
make
building's
out the name.
on fire, and the building's on fire, and you can't get to it.
And there's a baby in it that we.
There's a baby in it. Yeah, exactly.
It's all.
No, I think Ludo would just continue poking around in the ruins and dilapidated housing.
Yeah.
And eventually, as the day goes on and maybe the sun starts to go down in the sky, brings the wine back to Saeryn and Morgen, and, offers them each a bottle.
Morgan would definitely take one, having like a little like wine night book club thing.
Able to pull out some hard cheeses.
Saeryn?
I think he's AFK right now.
Yeah. Ludo would pop one open and say 4 mocks and pour it into the dirt.
One out for the homies. Roll initiative. No.
You woke in the mimics. They were asleep. I just need some alcohol.
It was in the bottle.
It was in the bottle. Oh, that's a good one.
It was a genie.
Oh wait, you had one wish.
back-
Never mind.
Ludo brought back some bottles of wine and handed one to Saeryn.
Excellent, love wine. Thank you very much. And he uncorks it, sniffs it. I don't know.
It's all right.
Anything detected there?
It's all right.
Drink.
We'd already
We
found
already
the sour
established
beer.
it's Boone's farm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just noticed that if I type, it comes up with Saeryn and Cygna's profile, and if I send something from D&D Beyond,
Yeah.
it's using my actual thing. I'm like, oh hey.
That's funny.
He takes a big swig, nearly spit takes, swallows it. Thanks, Ludo. Good stuff.
Yeah, slim pickings. And he takes a swig himself and has a similar reaction.
It ain't great, but it's you have a moment to honor a fallen comrade. Pour one out for the homies.
Speaking of, as he pours that out, he and as he has the attention of Morgen and Saeryn, he offers up a prayer. He says, Avandra, goddess of change and fortune, we come before you to honor the spirit of our fallen comrade Mox. Though his time with us was brief, his impact was profound. Mox fought valiantly by our side, and his courage will forever be etched in our hearts. Guide him now to the next great adventure. Let his spirit soar among the stars where he can continue to shine brightly. Just as he was a shooting star in our lives, may he find new horizons to explore and new battles to win. Blessed be Mox, who faced danger with a fearless heart and embraced the thrill of the unknown. May his memory inspire us to face our own challenges with the same bravery and determination. Avandra, we ask for your blessing upon the soul of our departed friend. Guide him to the new adventures beyond this life, and may he find the peace and freedom that he deserves. Bless us, his companions, with the strength to carry on and the wisdom to honor his memory in all that we do. In your name we pray. Amen. Farewell, Mox. You'll be missed, but never forgotten, says as he pours out the wine.
Saeryn was like holding on to his coin, and was just like, damn. Amen.
Well, whisper and have that solemn moment, that beautiful, beautiful prayer from Ludo. And wherever the gods may be that you all send your faith to in this moment, you hope that they hear you and they protect and shelter your friend for whatever comes next. And as you say that prayer, Ludo, you have that warmth, that feeling around your neck, that jewel just like softly humming with that divine, warmth that you've come accustomed to. And then you all may go to bed.
After that, Ludo pulls the hood of that cloak up over his head and does get ready to retire for the evening.
So this will pretty much take you up till about 10 o'clock as you all go down, and then Morgan will begin her trance. Is anyone doing this first watch?
I'll take first watch. I'm gonna have to be sleeping in anyway.
All right.
Yeah, Saeryn takes first watch.
All right, and the night settles in over the desert. You were all sitting there, just feeling the shelter of the abandoned family, family homesteads around you, this empty town, the whispers and echoes of the liveliness that was once here potentially could come back. And you all think about what you're fighting for and why you're here and what brought you here to begin with. And I will say, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, Saeryn.
You got it. Holy crap!
It's pretty good.
I mean, of course.
Yeah,
Nothing else.
amazing. And you just like feel that daze of the day and like the weariness wash over you, the exhaustion, and you are feeling like something is trying to like pull you to sleep, basically. And it is up to you if you want to resist it or not.
I could sleep right now, but I promised everyone I'd take first watch. All right, just slaps himself a little bit. Pulls a produce flame out of the lightning light crystal that he has, and just kind of like plays with it a little while. Uses his control fire cantrip to make it change different colors and stuff. Just like wake himself up, give himself something to do with his hands.
Excellent. Yeah, and you occasionally feel that warmth of that coin from Avandra as well as you're playing with it. And just say, is there any other personal reflection for Saeryn at this time?
I think mostly he's worried because Mox was so alarmingly good at working with the group, with the party, that more than just like missing some of like the snarky comments and then just Mox being Mox in general, he's also like, this is going to be a little harder without him. He was real damn good with that I don't know, pew pew thing that he had. What do they call those? I haven't been to Whitestone in a long time. Anyway, yeah, probably gonna need to find someone who can even try to replace him. I don't know who could do that. Pepper shaker? Yeah, that sounds right. I get an inner monologue from Ludo. I didn't cast detect thoughts.
Yeah, shake it like a pepper shaker.
Oh, that's another thing. After Saeryn like starts feeling, thank you, Ludo. That was perfect. You're a genius. And Saeryn looks over at Ludo. Like, hey, that's a really good idea, actually. And double check and make sure I can do this. Technically, we're doing long rests. I might as well burn a second level spell slot. I cast Detect Thoughts so that I can get a sense for my surroundings a little bit better, considering, we're kind of out in the open. And if someone's trying to put me to sleep, I want to hear what it's thinking.
Mm-hmm. You're sitting there alone at night around that campfire, or whatever campstead that you all created here in this abandoned village. And you're looking at Ludo. And you're looking at Morgen sleeping. Or
Right.
Morgen trancing.
Yeah, probably want to leave them alone. It'd be kind of rude to get in there and like detect thoughts on the dreams.
Yeah, and that's like you feel those bubbling thoughts and like that very active and like trying to like reach out and like, hey, like it's just kind of like seeing shadows and silhouettes like on the forefront of their mind, so it's not, but the thoughts, the pull of that sleep that you're feeling has coming from the jewel itself. And you feel Elixian calling to you himself in a dream. As you stare and like you're entranced, like the thoughts come in like barrage over you, and you all, in the dream, in the vision, in the trance, have that same vision again. That hero, Elixian. So, there's like that spectral image, just ignore, Galceriad right there. He's not there right now. This never happened like this. And he calls out to you all and he says, please, I can feel you now. I can reach you in the dream. Where are you? Come to me. Save me. And you all see this spectral figure appearing before you, and like around him is the same like that dark water, that submerged darkness of that feeling of like buoying in the currents under some depth somewhere. And you see this red crimson prison around. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's not there.
Thanks, Morgan.
That was me.
The curse.
Sorry.
Beautiful. And you see these like red vermilion coils like grasping at him, like made out of these like red crystalline shards in this writhing mass, and he says, "You can feel the jewel. Feel it around you." And he looks at and he sees and he makes eye contact with you, Ludo.
Yeah, Ludo would just grab a hold of the jewel and, keep it close to his heart.
Mm-hmm. And you all look around and like all three of you are here right now, like in this moment of consciousness at least. Say Ludo, Morgan, and Saeryn.
I feel like Morgan would kind of call out, where can we find you?
Feel the depth around me. Crystal where Grim struck. I did what I could to protect. I didn't know the cost. And you like look at and he looks at all of you. I can see everyone give me insight checks.
Build a skill monkey character and you keep dodging me.
12.
I'll say Morgan can as well. 20.
20.
I will say Ludo, on his face, you see a person who wants redemption.
It looks familiar.
Yeah. Saeryn, you see the face of a person who is called out time and time again for divine help. And he's struggling to hold on. Morgan, what you see is a man who's about to break. I don't know how much more I can hold on. Down below, please come. Why can't I rest? Why won't she let me rest? And he cries, and you just see the tears streaming down his face. I have given so much.
Hang on just a bit longer, Elixian. We're coming for you.
It'll all be over soon. We will help for you.
Moon, it doesn't look down at me, its red eye. It stopped taunting me. Was that you?
It was.
Thank you. Please come. Please And what were the elves and the orcs, which lived in paradise, and the ruiner came to destroy them. I did what I could. I hoped it was worth it. I hope I saved them. And the dream begins to break and crumble as the vermilion cords tighten around him and start to pull him back into the darkness. And the dream shatters, and you all wake up at that campsite.
I didn't fall asleep on watch. Yeah, and I definitely didn't detect thoughts while y'all guys were dreaming. Yeah, definitely, no. So, what are y'all's feelings on Elixion that I haven't been thinking of yet?
He needs our help.
Our adventure started out with him, and it appears it needs to end with him as well. We need to make haste on that, it seems.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to say that. Sounds like we're going to be heading down into the Care Moro, would it?
Do we even know how to get down there?
I mean, it's a pit. I imagine we could jump.
Oh, is there an actual open pit?
Saeryn legitimately probably knows, but Matt doesn't.
That's been like the large expedition site that's been at the and on Corel. Like that's what the Allegiance of All site has been mostly. You heard people were saying we're running that expedition, and it definitely was where the consortium of Vermilion Dreams, the people that you'd been working with temporarily for a second, that is what they were very much interested in, and wanting to pursue down there as well.
I don't think it's an actual literal pit, but it is in the ground. So maybe we have to talk to a guard or something, or maybe I don't know, talk to what's her name? The mean one. Aloysia, that's right.
Yeah, and there's the Legion of All site, and they've been working with the Cobalt Soul down in the expedition mostly. Just from your small time in the city so far.
So we could go to 3 different groups basically. We could go to Legions, Cobalt Soul, or Vermilion, the red ones. I'm never gonna get that whole name right.
Do anyone remember the name of the inn?
Yeah, totally. Shoot.
I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, right? It's right there. Saeryn knows it.
The first
Matt will learn it eventually.
In on Corel that you were taken to by Aloysia. It was where you dropped off the orphan that you found in the tree, and bar's name was the First Eclipse.
Yes.
Oh. They're gonna have to find a new name. Ha ha. All right, I'm cheating. I'm pulling up on Corel on the Critical Role wiki, just so I have the names. Mostly because Saeryn knows this stuff. It's hard for me to keep
what
everything.
Name do you need?
No, I'm just the next time it comes up, I'm just gonna know it. As opposed to us spending 5 minutes trying to remember the name of a bar.
No, yeah, that was just.
Though I don't know that First Eclipse is actually in the wiki.
Well, since it's more in the module, but that's Bazaar, the Sun Cup Bazaar, but yeah.
Yeah, having the district names is very helpful.
Yeah,
too.
you were staying at the Debt's Respite, which was those.
That was the one I was trying to think of.
Yeah, those were with Tree, Skullbreaker, or whatever, the Scar Bears. And you did that job. It kind of went a little, you kind of pulled off, or you're not thinking you're wanted for anything. But, you could go back there. look for more work or whatever. You were also given a bunch of old scrolls recording to the city, allegedly, that, is being referenced and being looked at in this expedition.
Was it the Scar Bearers that Mox was a member of, or was it a different mercenary group?
Mox was a member of... You were in the Hunters Guild?
Slayer's Take.
Yes.
Well, Slayer's Stake, but
Yeah.
there's always versions of that out and around.
And you kind of got a job with the Hunters Guild and not Corel just because, like, mercenary going to
just
mercenary.
because mercenary. Yeah, yep.
They took a look at you and they said, "Oh yeah, you know the drill. You've done this.
Yeah, you've done this.
We got one of you in every city."
Man, you're pretty old for for your what you do.
All right. Well, it's Eastern tune, so you all hear it is. Morgen has woken up from a trance, so Ludo would still need to, or Saeryn would still need to take his full rest at this point as well. We get till morning.
All right, Morgan. I didn't see anything out there, but I don't know. Keep your eyes peeled. You'll probably have a better chance of seeing something than I will. I'm bleary-eyed, and there's lots of sand in my face.
Sam.
I'll keep a lookout, but sweet dreams.
Yep.
I certainly had some weird ones.
Well, you have to tell me about it sometime, and promptly falls asleep.
All right. So Saeryn is finishing up his rest. Ludo, you need to get yourself back to sleep to finish up your rest as well. Morgen, you have finished your trance. Do you all have anything in this time before that?
Just got my book for another few hours.
All right. Go ahead, give me a perception with disadvantage while you're reading your book.
15.
15. The sand swirl up around you as the moon of Catha is shining bright, but you notice Rudis as the red moon is starting to creep into like the sky over the horizon, and you feel like it is coming closer and closer to overhead in the area, and you feel that you're half expecting an eye to just open and peek at you from the moon itself as you start to spot it out there. And you have this moment alone with that book. And do you think Morgen has ever had a Revivify fail on her like that before?
I don't think so. I think this was really her first attempt with it. In a normal scenario, she's all too happy to send a soul to the Raven Queen. This is the first time she's ever bargained for one back.
Mm-hmm. You just have that feeling and moment of reflection and thinking about that poor, tortured soul begging for rest. And you can spend the time reading up until the sunrise in the wee hours begins to peek up over the horizon as well. And you feel you have gotten through the night without being... And, nothing is moving back in this area anytime soon still. It's gonna take a while for the natural wildlife and nightlife to recuperate. Although before the morning you begin to hear the scurrying of creatures. Some of the ferns begin to open back up and ready to gather for the sun, and you feel balance in the area for now. Everyone may hit that long rest button.
Yay.
Big sigh of relief. Here, let's see. Just make sure this wasn't a natural one. All right, we're good.
What was a natural one, Jack?
I don't know. Something would have happened. Hunger Part 2. Now, you all wake up in the morning and can do As you wish.
I think part of my long rest, I'm going to de-attune from the goggles of object reading. And I'm going to attune to the Astromancy archive.
Yeah. New book, who this? Now, that is a divination wizard's book right there.
Yeah. Like I might put the for extended downtime sessions, I might reattune to the goggles because they are handy for Arcana checks. But identify something I can do as a ritual at this point, and having the book is just nicer, I think, right now.
I'm saying Ludo still got that awesome magical divine artifact that did come in handy at the end of the battle. I have to say, I almost cried again when I got to that part from last episode, right? Being like, oh yeah, you can re-roll that saving throw as a reaction with this jewel.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
As a just real quick retcon, right before Saeryn goes to sleep, he is going to pull out the spell bottle from the spell bottle that they got, and he's going to cast a 4th level counter spell into it and then seal it.
I'll allow it.
That's the 4th level slot that I got back from an arcane.
Go from the rest early.
Arcane recovery.
Yeah,
and
10 hours, fucking. You guys literally sat around all day doing nothing. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Plenty of if it was a stressful day of a bunch of other shit happening, you're sitting in an empty village just watching the sand blow by, just licking your wounds. You're thinking of oh, I have to, all that gold is on top of that dead body, and getting in all the crooks and nooks and crannies, and it's gonna be a little gross getting all that change out. But you have the day.
Let's make our way back to the city.
I'm just double checking to make sure that I can actually cast into it without being attuned to it.
Yeah, fair. Good check. Let me know.
Yeah, but we can. Yeah, Saeryn is immediately all right. Let's go get back to the city. I've got a load of gold burning a hole in my pocket, and I need to get some spells in my spellbook.
All right. Well, let's go ahead. And who wants to helm a survival check? The jewel of the desert on Corel. It is definitely a nice. It's not that far. You can see it as a mirage glimmering off in the distance. But who wants to helm the survival check on finding the surest path on the way home?
Right, Morgan might try that.
All right. As the sun is beginning to rise, we'll say it's
Nice.
8,
9 in the morning. Well, I will say,
Wow.
Morgan, you tell me how that trip goes on the way home. It's going to be most of the day to get back at a leisurely. With that survival, you feel without breaking too much of a sweat, you can get there before right around sunfall, potentially, with a little bit of midday hustle.
I feel like as she's kind of traveling through the desert, she's like, come on guys, clearly our footprints are still here. Meanwhile, the wind has really just swept away all evidence of travel, but she's just like, we walked this way, remember? It's right here in the sand.
Yeah, just calling it out, just in spot. And I'll say, if anything, do you find or encounter anything along the day? It could be as pretty much whatever you think you would find there. Anything that could be good, beneficial interactions, cute flower.
I like to think that we passed along some little desert creatures, those little desert mice that have the really long legs and they kind of hop around.
Oh yeah, they're looking up at you as you pass by with the large beady eyes.
Oh yeah, them's the one.
Like flicking at you as you pass by, like chittering with each other. One like seems to like pass like the other like a small like little like like herb or like like little like something whatever they're grubbing on, and then they go ahead and scurry off.
So, should we ask Mox what he wants done with his body?
Not a bad idea.
Sure.
If I prepare this ritual, we can ask him up to 5 questions. Is there anything you guys wanted to know or ask him?
I mean, basically only stuff related to his death. Like, how does he want his body to be treated? Does he want us to contact anyone to let them know that he died? Yeah.
And perhaps maybe what to do with his weapons?
He might want someone to, yeah, he might want to have someone he wants to get them.
Maybe he has a successor, or perhaps to take them back to Whitestone.
All good questions.
I don't know. Well, whenever you guys are ready, I can prepare that ritual, if you would like.
Let's do it before we get too far out. And I'd rather not do it near the city, I think it might freak people out.
My practices have a tendency to do that. It is best to do it before we arrive.
All right, and that's opens the bag of folding. Can you get a hint? And just, I'm not strong enough to pull this guy out.
Yeah, Ludo will assist.
You all, like I said, you guys shake some coins out, but you're able to, a day or so. It's not the worst, not the most fresh. So sorry, Mox.
No, it's fine. It's hilarious.
D&D, baby.
Yeah, that's what happens. You shove someone in the bag, and then you put coins on top of them. Stuff happens.
Forecasting speak with that.
Yes.
So you all,
Ray.
as you all begin
Jeez.
this ritual, you all tell me what you all, how you all help participate in this, what it looks like, and then how you all try and connect and speak with Mox from the dead. I'm gonna get my snacks.
Jimmy's like, I'm tagging out. You guys are up.
All right, studio audience, switch your name back.
Yeah. Nope, not yet.
So, as Morgan kind of prepares this ritual, it takes a while for her to complete it, and she burns these incense. She takes a feather from the dress and presses it against the heart of Mox, and then with her right hand upon his heart, she lifts her index finger on her left hand and puts it on the bottom lip of Mox, and begins to use that as the method of which his mouth will move for the duration of this spell.
Is it you that just hears this, Morgan? Or is it like the whole group? Or is it just one person?
Everyone can hear it.
Yeah, I was gonna say your
I was
mouth
gonna
speaks.
say that. Okay. I wasn't sure if Raw was like in the person that cast
We'll
it
do
was
D&D
it, or
movie
if it
rules.
was. I was gonna be. It's one of those things where, as you hit that, you on the bottom of his lip, you have a glimpse out of your eye, your corner of your eye, of this mask that sort of moves, and then you see a feather sort of fall down, and the rest of the party also sees the the feathers sort of fall, and you guys can sort of see his eyes open up as he takes a breath.
Hell, that's freaky.
Mox looks at you.
All right, Morgan, you want to start us off?
Mox, what would you like done with your body?
He sort of focuses on you, Morgan, and with just of his body, the body, that can lay basically anywhere. You can put it wherever you think would be fine.
My heart.
What would you like done with your weapons?
He sort of shifts over and looks at Ludo. And can you have those sent to Nar in Whitestone? He was the leader. Nor, Nor. Nor.
Nor and Whitestone.
Yeah. She was the leader of my group in the Rifle Corps, and she sort of looks at Ludo, connecting Ludo with the leader of this group and what he sort of has the mental connection with his old group.
Yeah, in response, Ludo just makes a fist and puts it over his chest and kind of bows.
And then at this time, Morgan would look over at Ludo and gesture. Is there anything that you'd like to ask him?
Is there anyone that you would like us to notify of your crossing over the Rainbow Bridge?
He looks at you, says, "My captain from the Rifle Corps, Nor," and then he sort of shifts over to Saeryn, and he says, "And Jory, he's also in Whitestone. He's still alive. He was the funny one of our group. He made me laugh. I think you should know also."
Jory, got it.
And you, Saeryn, is there anything you wish to ask? That's 3 questions down. We have 2 more left.
Is there a particular god that you would like us to give a donation to in your name?
He shifts his focus back over to Morgan and says, "The Raven Queen, a friend of mine that passed with her a long time ago." And he sort of looks at Morgan, gives it a little bit of a, it's hard to tell if it's just, a dead body seeping or a tear comes out, and says, "The Raven Queen, a friend of mine that passed a long time ago, introduced me to her. Olin, he passed and went there. I've met him again. It's been nice."
really sure what else to ask. We got one more, right?
We do have one more.
Well, if nobody
All
else has
right.
anything. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, your idea is probably
Go for it,
better than
Ludo.
mine.
Well, Ludo is just gonna be Ludo and ask Mox if Mox, will you, when you cross over to the spirit world, will you offer us as many blessings as you can?
Shifts over, sort of glances at all of you. Yes. It's peaceful. It's a nice change from the hustle of here. I forgot how I felt to why it's still. You see as I shift one way. Are you right there, Sean? Well, my wife's calling me back. I'll keep an eye on you guys. As the breath leaves his body.
Thank you, Mox. Rest in peace.
Well, there you have it. He says we can put his body anywhere we see fit. I would like to personally prepare the body for burial, if you guys don't mind.
Don't mind
Take
at
the
all.
time you need.
Where were you thinking of having the burial?
There's a Church of the Raven Queen in Ank'Harel. I would like to see if they have any plots that I may bury him in. And I can do all the necessary preparations for that.
That is what he would have wanted.
All right, I suppose we pack him back up in the bag and head on up.
Well, I feel okay. Yeah, we'll pick him up right now. Saeryn was going to propose looting him, and nah, it's not the time.
You all begin making your way. Body in tow. Put it back in the bag. Plans with the corpse. Ceremony and rites to be prepared. You all keep heading. Spend the rest of the day and afternoon making your way towards the city of Huntarot. Gonna honor that crit from before. You'll be getting to the outskirts of the city just before sundown. What are you all immediate goals? Where do you want to head?
We only got here before sundown, but been a long day of travel. Let me see. Saeryn just starts rooting around through his spellbook, and everyone notices that he now has a strange. How large is the Astromancy archive when it's in its disc form?
I imagine like fits in your hand.
Because I was thinking like putting it around his wrist like a bracelet.
Yeah, I like that.
Because it's just a bunch of concentric rings. So I was thinking like kind of like Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I love that.
So yeah, everyone notices like a brass disc that's now just around Saren's right wrist, slightly behind his gloves of thieving.
Beautiful. So, where is your destination in the city? Let me pull up a map.
Well, should we first find the Church of the Raven Queen.
It's getting close to night. It feels like that might be thematically appropriate.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be best to deal with this before, the corpse becomes less fresh.
Yeah, I don't really want to be scooping him out of my big folding.
So you'd be heading towards the guided district. You're coming up from the south as you enter in, so it's pretty easy to make your way over. You take the route that takes you closer to that as you enter into the city, and you follow Morgen towards the Raven's Temple. Jump over here. It's just as you make your way through the guided district, you see all sorts of different temples and libraries and buildings, and as you first come in and you enter and you turn around a corner, the first one that greets you here, the largest presence in the city, Ankarel, is the Cobalt Soul, the Templar of the Mentor. For the god Ayun, the god of knowledge, and their libraries and stuff that are inside. And you pass through them, and you start, there's the pathway that takes you down through towards, that well that Ludo went and prayed at towards Avandra. And all sorts of various temples and stuff, and you make your way, you keep going till you get to the crossings of Eventide. There are a series of tombs carved into the cliffs that border the guided district. Reliefs depicting the most important deeds of the tomb's occupants adorn the spaces between the stone slabs that seal the graves. As you're approaching at sunset, crystal braziers that hang throughout the necropolis catch this fading light, painting the nearby cliffside in vibrant hues of pink, orange, and purple. A magnificent glow as you all enter into the area. The temple dedicated to are mostly refer to her as the Dusk Maven here, portraying her as that keen-eyed vulture with a golden funerary mask and feathers who change colors from the same hues of sunsets to midnight black that you are seeing splayed out in front of you. As you all enter, you see the people begin to, they approach you wearing the, same funerary vulture-like masks, but they see a different aspect of the faith than with Morgen leading your procession. Do you all have the body present with you?
Put it in the folding.
All right. Do you present it, or do you say anything, Morgen? It's like they wordlessly regard you all as you walk up and go to enter.
I think the words here don't need to be spoken. I think the intention can be clearly read. I do think that we would need the body present for it. It's fairly predictable of what we are doing here.
Yeah. You see she takes a deck of cards out wordlessly and pulls seemingly from the top of the deck and flips it over, and it's the card of death. And it's just a wordless question.
And then I think Morgen would kind of glance and give that true nod that is to answer it without speaking.
As you all are entering into this temple, you feel the silence is almost oppressive, as if you to dare to speak out and break the silence, and here even with just a whisper is profane and as blasphemous, and I think would incur the wrath of 1,000 curses from Morgen. You silently follow her until you find the chamber that is, respectful enough, it seems to be, as you go into the cliff side, as you take winding stairwell down further and further into the catacombs that split off in various directions with these, cascading, changing hallways that seem to just fill and crater the entire mountainside. You are able to find an appropriate spot.
Yeah, I think Morgan would take to preparing the body for burial. Any rites and rituals that are custom to her are going to be performed at her best capacity, and continue on with the the process in which she is most accustomed to.
And you have all already said goodbyes and prayers. You do know, as vocal somatic components are sometimes required for rituals down here, ceremonies, reposes of bodies, all sorts. It is appropriate to whisper that to the death in their final few farewell, but you all, don't need to all relive those roleplay moments again. Not feeling it. But know that they are silently, and they help give you all the balms, ointments, and the drab and anything that is required. And at the bottom of the casket, there is like a small, little basket, like a collection for tithes and stuff like that, and fees and any donations for the church.
Morgan would drop 50 gold in.
Hey.
Ludo would also drop, but do I even have any left? Oh, I do.
Alright, does Saeryn drop anything in?
I think Saeryn watches Morgan drop 50 gold in, and it's like, it hurts him to watch that much go in. He drops off 5 gold. It's like,
No, those are all...
mostly because the 5 gold is spare change for me at this point, but...
Ludo's dropping in 20.
5 gold in. You all leave your donations wordlessly. I'm going to go ahead and say this now before I forget and it becomes relevant. You all, 3 of you, will have advantage on your next death saving throw that you make.
We should have done this beforehand.
Yeah, an offering to the Raven Queen at the temple is a really powerful thing.
I see studio audience typing. Oh, okay.
It just some odd, I gave you guys the main stuff if you pull off his body, but the important things.
To you all to remember, by the way.
What was that?
That is up for you all to remember that next.
Oh,
that
the advantage?
throw, yeah. Saying there's a grand tournament coming up. I don't know.
There.
And you all were able to do that. It is pretty much well into sundown by the time you would all come out of the temple. And Morgan, you would know that this place isn't a place for the living. You would be able to find work and room and board for the night, but the rest of the party would probably not.
Yeah, I think as soon as our ceremony is complete, I would kind of usher all of us out, as comfortable as she feels here. It's like you said, it's not a place to it's not a place for the living.
Mm-hmm. Where do you all head next? You have many treasures, many documents, many questions, many enemies, ? Allies, maybe even fewer? Eds?
Saeryn immediately starts going through the places that he knows they've already slept, and is trying to figure out other places in the city where they haven't been before, just to dodge people coming to look for them. And which means that I'm going to be asking you some questions, Jasili. Have we been to the Step Aside?
Step Aside Tavern? I do not believe so.
That's on the Circlet Walk.
Excellent. Yeah, because there is also that brochure
It's
that
near
you
Leary
all
and
have.
Lemon.
You could look at as well. That's in the handouts. But yeah, no, I do not believe, because you pretty much have only been at the Death's Respite and the First Eclipse. So yeah, the step aside.
But while we're in this area, I think Ludo is going to ask Saeryn if we should offer up that Avandra etching to a library or a church.
Well, I guess it really depends on which library and or church you're kind of thinking about. So, right in this area, in the guided district, we got, there's the Blessing Well, but that's just kind of like a holy site, not that big of a deal. We got the crossing of the Eventide, which is where we just were, but that's purely for like the Dusk Mavens, so I don't know if we want to give them like an Avandra thing. I think there's a Temple of the Mentor over in here, and they have a library, but that's Cobalt Soul territory. I'm not sure if we want to give them a bunch of Avandra stuff. I mean, there's obviously there's another library here, and
yeah, there's the Terrace University for the Allegiance of Allsight, which for y'all reference, the 3 people that you met in Wildmount in Jorhas in the city of Bazazan. There was Aloysia working for that red cult team that you came here with. There was Question, that annoying tiefling that you all ignored that was working with the Allegiance. And then, maybe B team's been having some stuff with him. And then there's Question, that tiefling that was also really annoying, that works for the Cobalt Soul.
I don't think there's anything particularly for the Changebringer in this area, though.
Yeah, just that Blessing Well site.
Gotcha.
I feel like we could hold on to it until we get to a proper Changebringer temple, if that might make you feel better. Otherwise, we could maybe take it to the Omnival Library. That's a library, but I don't know if they're going to have much use for it either.
Yeah, it would serve better purpose in a actual Changebringer temple.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Let's keep it on us for right now. Maybe they have, I don't know if we're going to stay in this, what we do after we get done with this whole Kier Merrow and the pit fighting, apparently, tournament, whatever. I don't know if we're going to stay in the city or if we're going to have to move on for other things or what's going to happen after any of that. But I would say, honestly, you should be holding on to it. Let's not just pawn it off to a library.
I'll gladly hold on to it.
Excellent.
Alright. So where's the move? Wait. Where is the place of rest for the night? There is that Step Aside Tavern. All sorts of various unnamed taverns and places to rest in the Suncut Bazaar as well.
The Sigil District.
I feel like we hang out a lot in the Sigil and the Suncut Bazaar areas. I don't think we hang out too much in the Circlet Walk. And it's pretty tightly packed with taverns and a bunch of shops, and I feel like we could probably blend in a little bit over there.
There's a place called the Frog and Kebab.
What? Where?
That is in the Sigil District. I'm just looking at the list of places on the map.
No actual frogs are served at this popular tavern.
That's what they tell you. They're lying. It's a whole trick of the game. They're actually feeding you frogs.
No frogs, just Bobs. Just people named Bob. They're all dead.
Oh no.
Yeah, you got plenty of taverns to go to. You could do the old classic Critical Role bar crawl after a character has died,
A carousal roll? Holy moly.
I mean, you know, that's up to you guys to decide.
Yeah, I think at this point I need a drink. A lot of them.
Yeah, let's pour a few out for Mux.
All right. Go ahead. Give me just who wants to lead this carousal? Just give me a straight D20 luck check, whomever.
I'll jump on it because I'm from here.
Yeah.
Do that. You guys
You
want
said
to
luck?
visit Old Man Crook?
Yeah.
You said luck check?
Yes, just like a straight D20.
Jeez, Ludo.
The consideration of using a portent right now, but I didn't roll that well on the portents, so like I could really just screw us. So, luck surge.
Amazing.
Burn it all.
It's a brand new day in our corral.
Astronomicon thing. It has 3 charges.
Jeez.
Astronomical.
So what are you using here? Describe to the class.
The Astromancy Archive. Sorry, it's new. So basically, Saeryn is deeply suspicious of the city, is in paranoia mode, and also is desperate to try out this Astromancy Archive because of how just aligned it is with his path as a wizard.
It's juicy. Yeah,
Is Astronomicon not a thing? Maybe it's a 40K thing. I don't know.
Yeah, should be. Should be what it's called. So you just like feel that you're like, I will find a good place to go.
Yeah, it's pulling a ton of like just. It's not like instead of grabbing the threads of fate and just trying to pull them, the astromancy lets him kind of reach up and just kind of play certain threads of fate like a harpsichord, just a pling, 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 and just creates a nice tone. And basically having it on his hand lets him roll a d4 and add it to a d20 roll, or remove a d4 from a d20 roll but after I see the roll, but before things are applied. And so everyone sees Saeryn kind of reach out with this weird bracelet on his hand, and as he reaches out, it slightly opens up into like a globe, but then it rattles around as he picks at the sky, and then closes his eyes and says, "All right, we're going to have a proper wake, a Marquesian wake. We're going this way." And he points down an alley towards a tavern and just starts walking. I believe that total was 18.
Excellent. I am writing down your destination. What is going to happen is we are going to go to break. As we get back from break, I want everyone in the B team to tell me where they would be today.
I think we need a
recount.
I don't remember what we
happened
did
to
at
the
B team.
B team last. They were doing some jobs for the Allegiance of Allsight after going to that magical shop for that wizard Solomon. Got caught up in a bunch of chaos there with a simulacrum attempting to replace the wizard. Aljin almost died out front, and then you all ran into the tiefling professor Ulix Prosof? Prolix Yusuf?
Oh, yeah, Prolapse.
Prolix Yusuf, yeah. Ran into him. You started working for the Allegiance of Allsight. You investigated, so this was Dudu, Trixie, and Aljin. You investigated some rumors at the Life Dome, the water source place for the city, about rumors of a tunnel down into the sunken ruins, like an extra way down. Went there, got attacked by some invisible creatures, almost died again, got caught up in looking for a conspiracy. Some professor that had been working for the Allegiance seemed to have been like trying to lead you into ambush. Their name was Limley Wist, we decided. And Prolix, the tiefling, thought, oh my god, all this recap was for Ludo. That's funny. Sorry, just recapping B team before we go to break. So as you all were working for the Allegiance and investigating this Limley Wist, You came back, investigated at the library, Terrace University, and found a bunch of records that were like having them steal stuff and alter people's memories. Went for a confrontation after getting a bunch of pseudo badges, and then they attempted to flee, jumping out the window, where you fought them till death. And then you, at that midnight session, went to go back to Solomon's shop for Aljin's ritual to do a dream scry astral plane projection walk into find Morgen and the rest, and they fought off all the various dreams and monsters and nightmares that the team was suffering the night before fighting the First Eclipse.
Where was that shop at, the magic shop that we were fighting
in the Sigil
what district,
I believe.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
okay.
So then I will I'll get an exact update where that might not be that might be in the circuit walk actually. I'll find
Which
it
is
for you.
convenient.
Yeah. We'll get that exact location, but I'll have you all tell me where the team be, what they would have been doing in this time as they woke up this whole day. So this is pretty much like the next day after you all did that dream ritual as B team, as you are all looking for a bar crawl. And before anything gets decided, everyone just message what they think is happening. And then we will be back from break. Does that make sense?
Nope,
think
let's
so.
go.
Let's make things complicated.
Woo!
Hey man, timelines have been a little wibbly wobbly, so let's see what happens. I know y'all been waiting.
Do, 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 do.
Alright, be right back.
You might have to take a back seat for a minute, Ray.
You say?
You might have to take the back seat for a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We'll
Just
see.
munching on some chips over here.
Yeah, I went and got another glass of wine. It's nice not having like no stress of like having to RP or anything. It's kind of great. had my backstory up ready for you guys to start asking questions. It was nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
I'm just happy to have a new computer that's not running slow. I'm not worried about crashing. It's just fantastic. It's amazing.
I was just gonna ask if you got the new computer.
Yeah.
The new setup.
Yeah, I got a new computer, about 2 new monitors. The one's a curved monitor, which is a little overkill for what I do, but it was nice. And then I have the vertical monitor, which has Discord and character sheet on it, which is amazing. Oh, it is. I don't know how I play D&D without the vertical monitor. My boy came down, he looks at it, he's like, what's that for? And I pulled up D&D, I pulled up all this stuff and was like, there you go. That's what it's for. He's like, oh. I'm like, yeah. The vertical monitor is like where it's at for documents. I'm very excited to like DM a game and have like my notes on the vertical monitor. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Don't have to click through tabs. It's just there. It's fantastic.
Makes it easier for sure. How's everyone doing?
Doing all right. A little bag of chippies, spicy dill pickle.
Ooh, nice. Good call.
Get everything ready and gathered. See how this bar crawl going to go. Yeah, making sure everyone is doing good and all right. Lots of research to do. Questions, a lot of crazy different timelines and parties. And the big tournament looming. The different factions in the city. All vying for the same thing. Slash one.
Doesn't work. I
think it's. Is there a space in between?
There's a space between.
You working roll 20.
Jeez. Oh, that, for some reason I thought that was Saeryn. Like in my mind, it was that wasn't the Reddit.
What are you talking about? Yeah, it's doing, yeah.
You all hear the raucousness as you all heading to the tavern. Is everyone all good and back? Wait for song to run.
I think we're made with Morgen. Oh,
Yeah.
Morgan's back.
All right, everything. Us says have.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, here, Jack.
Yeah.
Anyway. I was trying to do it quietly, but anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, it's not the message.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I couldn't figure out commands quick enough.
No
Just being a
worries.
dumbass over here.
Just wanted a good luck check on the bar scene.
Mm-hmm.
As you all go to look for some fun and bountiful feasts. And you all head towards a bar. The first stop you find is actually one that was mentioned. You all make your way to.
Which party is this? Who are we talking about?
This is going to be the main party. You guys are still rolling
Okay.
along. So we had everyone's telling me what they're all up to. And we'll see what happens in the in-between time.
I saw that.
That was a bunch of stuff that I had copied that didn't need to be there. But never. Anyway, Astronomicon, definitely Warhammer. I'm starting to learn about Warhammer, and it's stupid, and I'm dumb.
It's funny. You all enter into the scene. The Frog and Kebab is where you find. And it seems to be a nice little dreary like saloon. And you all it seems to be a little bit of liveliness. There seems to be just like, typical orc behind the bar. A couple of human staff with like, the darker tanned color of the residents of Acarel as you come in. I had a few yell over and greet you. Be pleased!
Yeah, be pleased.
And you all are able to take a seat. And they say, a person comes up to you, just like regular looking human, her hair pulled back in some braids and stuff like that, a little bit younger, and she just says, "Oh, well, what can I get for you all today? Be pleased?"
Yeah, so you see, we're more than a friend, and we want to have a load of drinks. So we want to start out pretty hard and then taper down a little bit. Can you recommend anything strong? Be pleased.
Yes. I assume you're not looking for the sand keg stuff.
I've seen what that did to this guy. No, we're okay on that.
Yeah, I don't ever want to hear that name again.
Grain alcohol it is?
Grain alcohol.
That'll be a few silver pieces each as you all are taking in the cheer and, like a nice like little saloon, a good little tribute to Mox here. Little westerny vibes. They got a big skull of some creature, a bunch of spikes up on the wall, and bottles lining the shelves. Yeah,
It's a real big hit. Well, this grain alcohol sure is sure does taste like grain.
And alcohol.
Two of my favorite things.
She says, "So anything bring you you said you're celebrating?"
I mean, kind of. It's a celebration of life.
And she kind of sees, you guys still look pretty drab even after like, you've been camped out and have, kind of come straight here.
Only time I haven't taken prestidigitation as a magic user.
She says, feel you might be looking for some sort of place to rest for the day and shower up.
I mean, yeah, that would be most excellent. Do you have a proposal?
Let's see, I'm trying to think around here. Stepaside Tavern is said to be pretty lively around now, but it seems to be a favorite place for a bunch of other people. But we get more students of the Crystal Chateau from the Allegiance of Allsight over here. And I imagine they got some more taverns over in that direction for all the school kids. Are you archaeologists, adventurers? Get any treasure?
A little bit of both for the first two, and then treasure. I mean, one means treasures, another means treasures, I always say.
Oh, I know the Allegiance is mostly busy with the expeditions, but the Cobalt Soul are always looking for anything. I'm sure, if you got anything interesting there, they're always willing to pay a pretty penny. Or, pull people in as for future adventures. What was that? And then she calls over to, like, the orc keeper over there. And she's like, oh, what was that one team that just came through the other day? Said they were on a job somewhere, looking for some betrayer cultists in the city. Oh, yeah, there was that big one, as large as an ogre. She ate the whole kitchen up, basically.
Saeryn turns. I mean, he can't really turn white because he's covered in fur. But if he could, he would turn white right now.
He turns white under his fur.
Yeah. Ooh, a big lady, eh?
Yeah.
What were her companions like?
Oh, there was this one big loudmouth. It's like I couldn't tell if she was like, half orc or like a genasi, was like blue skinned, and then there's just like a really kind of reminded me of you. And she points over to Ludo, this little dwarf. They're very emblazoned with his faith.
Wait a minute. I look at Ludo, look at her. How big was the guy? Because Ludo's pretty big.
Well, he was small, but he, it's how you keep your nose pointed up a little bit.
I think Saren's gonna look at Ludo and just imagine Ludo goblin size for the rest of the night.
Ludo's gonna look over at Saeryn and knows exactly what he's thinking.
Just imagining chibi Ludo.
Chibi Ludo. Oh, what a sound. But yeah, they were in bragging about work for the Cobalt Soul, and they're gonna find all sorts of treasure from the cultists, and bring it back as reward. And sounds like that's what what's paying nowadays.
And how long ago was that group here?
Like a day or two.
Interesting. Well, Ludo says to Morgen and Saeryn, I guess I'm glad they're still alive.
You know them?
They sound like a group that we have crossed paths with a few times. The last time we saw them,
they were having a big party. That just completely cuts Ludo off before he says something.
Yeah. And
then we haven't seen them because we got sent out over here and they were still back over somewhere else.
Yeah, and the orc calls over and says, yeah, they didn't really seem like the studious type. Saying they're working for the Cobalt Soul and such. But hey, be pleased and all.
It takes all kinds to be students, I mean, maybe they just don't learn that well. And just starts laughing at his own little joke. Oh, anyway, so brain alcohol, please?
Mm-hmm.
It just starts like tapping his glass because it's, I don't know.
Yeah, give everyone another refill, another two silver each.
I'll trust you to keep a tab on that one because we are going to be going for a while tonight. Saeryn is mostly saying this, and he has no idea if Ludo and Morgen are into like getting destroyed right now.
He just says, gold piece in the bottle's yours.
Well, damn, gold piece.
Let's get a couple one.
He says,
Still put down a gold.
Orc's like, I got too much shit to do. Keep coming over and filling these shots back up.
I think after the first couple shots, Ludo's just going to sip on it.
Yeah, that's the right move. You want to take a few to warm it up for the throat, and then you can just enjoy not tasting it anymore. For fuck's sake, because you just deadens the tongue.
It's really bad.
Yeah, I imagined. As someone who drinks a lot of drinks.
It's like fermented cactus juice.
Huh.
No, I don't like tequila, thank you. I guess it probably would be what they have around here, though.
Yeah, so I
A
said
lot of
grain
grain in a
alcohol,
desert.
mostly agave. But yeah, no, it's rough stuff, but rough spirit and rough tributes, and technically still mystery. You know, it's yeah, it's still pretty early, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, it was close to sundown when we got to the even.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So in that case, boom.
Oh, whew.
Yeah, before you know it, it's
Dynamic
yeah.
lighting.
Ah! Yeah, getting the candle light out, and you realize like, oh shit, it is dark, and there's still, you know, maybe places to go, some late night places to stop, or you either look for a tavern or a room and board.
What do you think, me merry fellows? Or should we check out another place?
The night is still young. I don't see why not.
All right.
Where would we find? He's directing this to Saeryn, and this is probably something that he wouldn't ask if he wasn't feeling buzzed. But where did you say we would find the entrance to under the city?
Would the kid borrow?
Yes.
I mean, we would probably have to go through some of the one of the factions that are trying to get down there. Probably the Legions of All Sight has a way in.
Legions of all sight.
Yeah, them, the Covert Soul. I mean, those red fuckers, you know. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Though I just have to say, I do have a problem talking to Aloysia. She just rubs me the wrong way.
Above table, did we piss her off?
Above table, she's listed as an enemy in my notes.
All right.
It's, you
I
never
know she
let
got
them
us here,
bad
but she was listed as an enemy
relations,
before
yeah.
she helped us.
Yeah.
Above
like-
table, I think we pissed everybody off.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of friends.
So you pretty much like were there, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to do this job, this heist?" And you guys, "Yeah, we're gonna go hunting real quick." And then you came back from the desert, stayed there, and they're like, "Hey, we want to talk with you." And you guys said, "Okay, bye." And then you left the city. This bar was called the First Eclipse, and I'm just gonna say the creature that you just fought told you its name.
So we might have pissed off the coat of vermilion dreams or whatever they are.
Could also just be a normal day there for them.
They seem like people who get pissed off all the time.
Or maybe they were just under its spell.
Could be. I mean, I'd be pretty pissed off if I had to wear red all the time. I mean, think about it. Vermilion sounds like it's going to be green.
It does.
Sater's got a point.
Vermilion.
So they're all sitting there deciding. The little waitress comes up
Vermilion.
and she's like, "Vermilion. Think isn't that one of the gladiators' names?" And she says, "Are you all fighting in the arena coming up? Y'all look tough as shit."
Oh yeah, do you guys want to fight in the arena?
I mean, if we're still in town for it, I'm up to at least spectating it.
Yeah, they say the winner gets a boon from Jaman Saord, the leader of the city.
Gets
I mean, that does sound pretty good.
Gets a Boone's farm from Jaman Saord.
Uh-oh, someone's got some boons for him in mind.
I actually am interested in entering this gladiatorial competition.
I think you do pretty well.
Yeah, it's been the chat of the thing. They started saying the Allegiance of All Sites got a team together of people, and the the other factions are kind of scrambling together. It's like that's everyone's. The plan is these all the major people around the city. That big hole in the center. They're whoever's not with the Allegiance, they want to win that boon so they can get down there.
Do you think we could do it with just the three of us? So, do you think we should recruit someone else to help us?
I think some of the, what was there, that other team in here the other day? I think they were just doing like 4 teams. There was like the one person who could transform into a dog, and then one bartender calls out, or no, it's a patron at the bar. It's just like some random like dwarf sitting there, and he's just like, "Oh no, I heard they're trying to recruit people down over at the Cobalt Soul. Yeah, they have the water Ashari there, and they're trying to get a team formed up."
Did you say a water Ashari?
Yeah, well, those water
Ashari.
bended weirdos.
Saeryn looks around. Has anyone else heard of it? Like, how many water Ashari do we know?
Well, I only know one.
I was about to say, technically, I think we know 2.
There's two.
Yeah,
Ludo forgot the other guy.
Yeah, they leave it to a bunch of
100%.
nerds to contract it out, but they got the new water Ashari in, and I went and tried out for the team, but they said anything I was up to scruff. This looks just like a standard, like little dwarf veteran, rough beard, like a couple scars.
Water
Well,
Ashari at the Cobalt Soul.
Maybe we should go check it out. See who this water Ashari is.
I would 100% agree. And then he pours himself another shot of the the cactus juice, and like takes a big swig. But I think we should do it tomorrow. Even if it makes any sense, I think that right now might not be the best time for us to go looking for the trouble.
Smartest thing you've said all evening.
Okay. Pours Ludo, like tops off Ludo's shot and then pours himself another shot.
Amazing. Yeah, you
Alright, now we're gonna do this my way. This is how I say something about Mox. Takes his glass, raises it up. To that son of a bitch gunslinger. Drink for me in the next one. Just pounds on the table, takes a big shot.
Ludo mimics, but instead takes a sip.
excellent. You all pay your tributes and your respects, and bartender says, "Well, you should all probably find a place to sleep for the night, huh?"
Yeah, you said there was another place with the students?
Yeah, they could probably find a room to put you up. And you see, like, with a little bit of investigation, if you leave the bar, like, they're talking, like, there's, like, rows of, like, tents and, like, cots and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to roof it. What do you all think? We go find another tavern with an inn, with the beds?
Sounds good to me.
Yep, I suppose we should take a little bit of a rest and then maybe seek out this water shark.
Yeah, because even if it's not the one we knew, maybe they know the one we knew. Is it mean if I think they might all know each other? Like, I don't really know any other satyrs. I don't think Dio knew Mox.
No, I don't think so.
Am I a problem right now?
Amazing. So you do know that here are some options that you have for taverns, depending on your lifestyle of want. You can go to, there's a hostel that's pretty squalid in the Alluvium district, Ajir's Whetstone. There is the Harried Mongoose in the River district, a little modest. The Step Aside's pretty comfortable in the Circlet Walk. And then the Lap of the Gods is more of a luxurious, and that's in the Sand Herald district.
That's a stripper joint. Don't guess it up. They have strippers.
This is definitely music that plays there.
yeah, no kidding.
I think we were already talking about going to the one in the Circlet Walk. But unless you, my compatriots, want to gussy it up, get something fancy for the night.
I'm okay with the Circlet Walk.
Morgan, you have a preferred trance place?
Honestly, I can do that anywhere. It doesn't matter to me.
All right, to the steep side it is. Follow me.
All right, you all blurrily stumble your way. I'll say, go ahead. Who wants to make a straight D20 luck check?
I've already done one.
I've done one also. How about Morgan?
Morgan.
It's my turn. We got famous last word.
Third time's the charm.
Hey,
That's
19.
one.
Oh, this is the one that we wanted a low number.
You're making your way through the streets. You're heading your way towards the Step Aside Tavern in the Circlet Walk, and you begin to follow your nose, looking for the spices and the scents and the hearing the party and raucousness. And as you all make your way over, slightly before you get into like turning into like the alley, that would be it. You just hear like a little psst. Hey, psst. It's a little like halfling is like kind of like peering out at you from the alley.
Yes?
It says, hey, you spice? You looking for
I do
spice?
not partake. I don't believe we are.
All right.
Ludo looks at Saeryn and Morgan just to confirm.
What's your prices?
Got the good stuff. Don't worry about it.
My DNS gave you the good stuff. I asked you what your prices were.
What are you used to paying?
What are you used to selling?
I got the good brown
Sarah's
spice.
getting mad.
Yeah. It says 10 gold for a pinch.
10 gold for a pinch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Matt
street
has no
prices.
idea what a proper price is, so I'm relying on Saeryn to kind of
Yeah.
like improv
Go
this
ahead
out.
and make a. You can make it an insight or a just straight intelligence check.
Technically, my intelligence is way better, so yeah, we're gonna do a little raw intelligence. Fuck.
Which, well,
I'm
hey,
drunk.
You have your. Do you have your roll you can use?
I'd have to have used it before I rolled.
Oh, okay.
Four tens, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that sucks.
Honestly, I've described him as drinking like just shot after shot of tequila.
That's
I don't know how
100%.
up he is.
100%
for this.
true.
Definitely seems, yeah, it's probably like a pretty good deal.
Yeah. You said 5 gold for each?
Hey, no trying to scam me. I said 10.
It wasn't a scam, I just didn't get it.
You gotta come over here. I can't yell it.
It came over there. Okay, hold on. Wait here. I'll be right back. And walks over because he's an idiot. This man relies way too much on good luck to have made smart moves in the city right now.
Amazing. Yeah, he kind of calls you over and you kind of follow him into the alley. And go ahead and give me a perception check. 14. You're looking around and you're not seeing anything like sticking out at you. No, there's no danger. There's no people waiting in the shadow with weapons or anything like that. Just seems like just some kid hustling and probably not the best stuff, but and he gives you like a peek at it, and definitely seems to be like some sort of brown powder. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
I no longer have my goggles on. I mean, it's a +7. It's fine, right?
Yeah. It's some dude selling drugs.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It's a good roll.
In a big city, you found a guy selling drugs.
And yeah, you can get a head of brown suit. You just add that into your inventory.
And subtract 10 gold.
Yeah, he says, yeah, that's the good stuff. That'll definitely keep you going buzzing good. You looking for anything else?
Yeah, let me think about it. And subtle spell detect thoughts.
All right, you're just looking for surface.
And I'm looking right at him.
Awesome. So yeah, he's like, kind of. Go ahead, give a persuasion or intimidation. All right. Yeah, you definitely see in his mind eyes just some like street orphan. Seems to be working for like some thieves guild level type stuff. And what your mind eye like? What are you looking for particularly?
Mostly, it's double checking to make sure this is actually sued, and then also like. He pulled me in this alleyway seeing a drunk person, so I'm trying to figure out whether or not he's making a go after one of my my coin purse or something.
That is a good question. When you had that perception check earlier. You see he has intentions in his head, like it's already broadcast in his mind that he does like kind of want to like reach for your coin purse as soon as the interaction is done, but like you already have like the drugs in your hand and like handed over the 10 gold. You don't sense like any other like maliciousness, like as far as he's aware, it's a fair product. He's just just out doing the runs. But you do see he's about to try and reach for that bag. In your mind's eye.
But before he's able to reach for my bag, I'm going to attempt a sleight of hand check to take his bag.
Amazing. Go ahead and make that that just basically an Arcana roll.
To take his bag, I was taking sleight of hand.
Oh, sleight of hand, yeah.
Okay, cool. Guess who gets to use gloves of thieving?
You're just doing a straight sleight of hand. I forgot. I'm not used to you doing it with your hands.
I think technically I don't. It'd be very hard for me to do sleight of hand with with mage hand.
Yeah, that's
for two reasons. Do I have mage hand?
Actually, now I think about it, I don't know if I've ever. Yeah.
No, I don't. And then 2, I think that in order to do like those kinds of things, you'd have to be a artful.
The arcane
Or,
trickster, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, go ahead and make that. That stealth roll, sleight of hand.
Absolutely. 1 second.
Morgen and Ludo, you're kind of watching this happen from the sidelines as they step into the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Just have to adjust the skill to account for the gloves of thieving.
He is going to add +2 to this roll. You have to beat DC 15.
Oh no. Oh no. You've made it so it's gonna be bad. I'm gonna use a portent.
Go on.
I'm gonna use my portent. You said I have to beat DC 15.
Yeah. This kid's pretty alert.
Okay. I use my. So I think the way we established is that I use the portent and then I add stuff to it, right?
The dice number, yeah.
Gotcha. I'm going to use my portent of 8.
So what does that make your total?
20.
Oh Jesus.
It is
The gloves of thieving at a +5, and I have a +7 to it already.
Oh boy. Wow.
sneaky. Yeah, so
I'm the sneakiest wizard you've ever seen.
So you grab that with your movement, and you're able to like dodge out of the way, so like you can't make a reach for your purse anymore, and then you're able to like in that motion as that distraction, go ahead and pluck the little other bag that was dangling off of like out of his pocket, that like as he was like pulling the stuff out.
Ooh, that was a nice try there. Is that
Hey,
you learned that from?
not
Huh?
fair.
Hey, there's nothing fair that happens in an alleyway, my friend.
Ooh, I'm gonna go tell the ringers
hang
on
on.
you.
Tell the who?
You know, I know a big scary cat. He prowls the streets. He'll come make retribution on you.
All right, you send him right to me.
In your head, he's thinking of Dio.
Yeah. And I'll give Dio this kid's coin purse.
Excellent. Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Not actually good at that. I think I come across as scared of Dio.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you better get out of here. He tries to like grab for the purse again and fails spectacularly.
Slap that away.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, not a chance. And then he pretty much just he just goes scampering off.
You just walk back to Ludo and Morgen and just raise up the kid's coin purse. And I don't know what the DMsGuild around here is doing, raising the images.
You look in and you look expecting coins, and you see some blue powder in here instead.
I'll have to arcane. I don't know what that is.
So let me get this straight. You bought drugs from a drug dealer, and then you stole drugs from a drug dealer.
Yeah,
All right, nobody's perfect.
there seems to be some blue version of Sood.
Right, well, we're not taking that. I don't know what that. I don't know why it's blue. It's I don't know. It might be Breaking Bad stuff. All right, Ludo. Just come clean with it. Honestly, he was gonna go for my coin purse first. I knew he was gonna do that, so I just took his first. Yeah. A Megen, a halfling, an Huntarot in an alleyway, not who's a drug dealer, not being totally on the up and up.
And you did that with such expertise, it evaded even my eye.
Yeah, well, it's I don't use it, I don't do it very often, but when you do it, you really want to make it count. So you practice.
Ludo secures his pockets.
I've been whispering things to Jasilionis this whole time. There's nothing in those pockets.
There's like a toad in one pocket.
Actually, I think at some point I have most of the inventory that we've been like handing out to people, so my pockets are actually really necessary to keep a close eye on.
You all
He
finish.
just doesn't. You wake up and he's gone one day.
Things is gone. Since you have that interaction, you all make your way and enter into the warm, fragrant smell of the destination ahead of you. The Step Aside is a cozy establishment, local favorite known for delicious food, cheery atmosphere, and invites in people to step aside from their daily troubles and rest for a while. Desert flowers flourish and planters that decorate the windowsills and bar. There's an upstairs room, and then there's scents of garlic, rice, and fried meats wafting up from the kitchen. On the most sweltering days, that signature dish it offers up is challah, a dish from the southwestern Marquesian coast consisting of shaved ice and sweet milk topped with jackfruit or kurak, coconut strips, and sweet purple yam.
Sounds really tasty.
I'm absolutely buying a round of that for everyone.
Yeah, food won't be more than like lodgings, everyone 5 silver apiece, and everyone's taken care of for the day with a room, with food. You know, just enough. If you're trying to indulge, go ahead and take out as much as you wish.
Hey, barkeep, how much for the room?
You walk up and you see 2 people, an elf and actually 2 elves. The first one, Irwan, he greets you. He has like like a little bit of like a light blonde hair and nice like pointed features, just wearing like typical Avern garb, and he says, "Be pleased. Welcome to the Step Aside. I work here with me and my husband Kalano. Will take care of whatever you need. It will be just a few silver pieces per bed per person, and then a few more silver pieces for a round of food for the night."
I'll be pleased. I think we can manage that.
Yeah, and Kalano, he comes out, and he definitely has like a little bit more like wild hair. It's a little bit more of like an amber color and a little bit more shaggy with like a little bit of gruff. And he says, "We are pleased to host you up for the night. What troubles you? Do you need baths? Do you need anything else?"
Saeryn looks at himself, looks over at Ludo, looks at Morgen. Yeah, I think probably a little bit of shower would be nice.
I agree.
All right, they clap hands, and that shall all be done. I'll say y'all can do as much lively and partying, have as much good, decent food. You all doing anything else for the evening, basically? Say while you're here, you're able to have as many rounds as you want. Food is delicious.
I think aside from eating and drinking, Morgan's just going to bust out that boat.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty much pushing, like 10 o'clock, so you can get as many hours in as you want, and then you all tell me when you wish to wake, or any studies, plans, or conversations in between.
You have to try some of this challah. This one has extra sweet milk.
Pass it over.
Starts handing things to Ludo.
Very delicious, delectable. It is a treat after the desert.
Ludo's just shoveling all this delicious food into his face. Next time there's an eating contest, I have to win.
I believe in you. Yeah. Yeah, I think that Saeryn's just gonna have a good time partying. Like,
other than that, there's nothing really of note. You see all sorts of adventurers. Like the rooms are definitely getting very crammed and filled up. There's tons of adventurers and parties and people, talking in excitement about the upcoming gladiator tournament, placing their bets and their favorites. You hear that there's Freddy the Junior Prince and his gang that solve mysteries just solved another wonderful puzzle somewhere down in the city, and we're probably making their appearance. There's a bunch of the gladiators that usually train in the Coliseum are big favorites. You hear all talk of all the different alliances and people trying to form up.
I'll start talking to some of the people in the bar. So what do you think, what's the competition going to be like in the tournament this year? Do you think maybe a couple outsiders like let's have a chance?
Yeah, you see there's sorry, you can just see it in the background. You hear some other person slam down, like, what the fuck do you mean?
The dude in the back. Yeah. Yep.
Love it. And then the person you look up next to you is this kind of like a dopey looking tiefling with light red thing. His horns are kind of laid back, and he's just like, I'm betting all my money on the I saw some people there passing through. A person the size of an ogre. I don't know who that is. That's betting all my money.
You put all your money on an ogre?
Yeah, it's if you're gonna be able to slay monsters and other people, might as well be able to big. Probably take a lot of hits.
yeah, a bit she keen.
Ah, she. Gotta be tough.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know anything.
Hey, where are you from? What's your deal? You gonna be fighting? Sign up. It's open to anybody.
Well, it's just one of this. I was just thinking and just floating to seeing with everyone. Maybe thought about maybe me and my friends doing it. And if a lot of people told me no, then it wasn't gonna do it. But so far, not a lot of people telling us no. So maybe we'll do it.
You gotta go sign up Godzam and maybe helps if you have a bar, sponsor or someone to back you up.
Oh, too bad you spent all your money. Or you could be a sponsor.
Yeah. Who's the biggest sponsors?
Well, I was competing to work for the Legions, but they have a team, and there's over at the Guided District, the Temple Mentor, Scobar Soul put out a cast recently. They're trying to get some people together.
Alright, since the Cobalt Soul needs some people to round them out. Is it true that all of the people in the Cobalt Soul have apes?
There are a couple, they're not just book nerds, and they can kind of kick your butt. Yeah,
I heard you could grate cheese on them.
I've been punched by one and kind of frozen in place for a few seconds. It's not pleasant.
Will it nerve pinch on you?
Yeah, one of those little Vulcan nerve pinch.
Oh, couldn't be me. Oh, thank you for your candy, my gentle friend. Be pleased.
Yeah, be pleased. May you buy me around?
You want it around? Yeah, I can do that. Some good stuff
sweet
from my
milk
friend.
is fucking delicious.
He wants the sweet milk.
Yeah,
guess.
put a shot of bourbon in there and have that coffee rum. You mix it all up.
You, what?
Call it a White Marquesian.
You're a fucking genius. Who are you?
Name is Gas. Yeah, I'm just straight stealing him. I don't give a fuck.
I'm stepping all over your toes, Mercer.
This dude is just asleep. He's sleepwalking.
Yeah.
There's
The day I saw in a dream, and I'm just like, hey.
There's a moon man that took control of this man's body.
Yeah, well, that nickname is Gaz, but everyone just used to call me Wendell.
All right, Giz. Everyone back with your drink.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go buy him a drink.
Yeah. And he got to explain, I used to be a chef, and then, I woken up my powers by, my adventuring, but, the gastronomical powers, and that's why they call me Gaz.
Gastronomical, gotcha.
Yeah. It works. That's also my dead character.
Haha, there you go.
Nice.
Should have used that name first, but nope.
Nope.
Froze on the spot, but yeah, you all have as much drinks, freeze drinks, ice cream. Yeah, you can take your sleep, make your studies, mark off the hours of stuff. You have you're all able to get a room and lock yourselves up and not really have to worry too much. Take whatever precautions you need, but you can wake the next morning and do the next day as you wish. Hit that long rest.
Guess I'll hit the long rest button.
And you wake up to another day, an Ankarel. Be pleased.
Be pleased.
You're the fresh morning as Jacqueline wakes you up, Morgen, as you do your trance and study. Saeryn gets news portents. Is Ludo doing anything in this time?
Ludo's going to unattune the Ion Stone of Leadership and attune the Animated Shield.
Interesting.
Does that drop your charisma a bit?
Yeah, it does.
But the animated shield's still pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if having both arms free now, you can get all spell casting and double hand damage on your pole arm.
Yep.
Also just, looks cool AF.
Mm-hmm.
Dances around you. Vandra, please bring me more attunement slots.
There's a feat, man. There's a crit roll feat. Look for it.
Yeah, you guys, once you get level 11 and 12 feat options, there's some pretty wicked ones. I don't know if any come at 10, I can't remember. Either way, the day is yours.
Alright, should go check out this so-called water genasi.
The mysteries of a water genasi somewhere at the working with the Cobalt Soul.
Actually, I was thinking about hitting a Cobalt Soul anyway, because apparently they're trying to round out the team to fight in the tournament, and Ludo, you said you were quite interested.
I'm definitely interested.
Oh yeah, so it is back in the guided district. Would there be any stops or anything along the way needed? You guys are, I think, now in the Sigil district. So you just kind of a little bit of walking around, caping around this end of the city.
Step aside is a circlet walk.
Oh, it was a circlet walk? Awesome. So yeah, you're over here now. Forgot the first one was there. So yeah, you had your way back to the guided district.
Which does push us, almost, I guess, kind of outskirting the Sigil.
Heading back
Alright.
to the temple. As you make your way up, what are your thoughts? What are your, what's going through your heads?
Ludo, you ever meet anyone from the Cobalt Soul?
What was that? Sorry, I was looking at the locations here.
Oh, yeah. Ludo, Morgen, you ever met anyone from the Cobalt Soul?
I believe so. Okay, above board is question. Was she Cobalt's?
Question was, yeah. You're not asking a question. You're asking a question about question.
Tiefling names, great.
Yes, I believe that we've met a tiefling named Question before, and she hailed from the Cobalt Soul.
I'm pretty sure I met her. You never met anyone else, though. Every time I walk by this place, I always think to myself, I wonder how many sit-ups they're doing inside. I can do 3.
Why don't we go inside and ask?
Yeah, it's probably a best bet in order to figure out who this water genasi is and also get information about the tournament. Well, let's do it. All right, let's go ahead and enter into the mentor place.
All right.
Temple of the Mentor.
You all begin making your way in to the Temple of the Mentor. Make sure I get the right spot. There's so many different places to go. It is a ceramic mosaic of 3 open eyes framed in cobalt blue crowns the entrance to the Temple of the Mentor. Dedicated to Ioun, the temple is more a library than a hall of worship, and it doubles as the base of operation for the Marquesian branch of the Library of the Cobalt Soul. Shelves line the wall of the temple sanctuary, all filled near to capacity with meticulously cataloged tomes, scrolls, and periodicals that are available for public inspection. There are staircases that lead up from the sanctuary to the residents' apartments and the scriptorium, and there are further quarters of other ranking members. There are stairs that lead downward that are blocked as you watch, and as you step up, you see a monk that sits there before you, a half-orc, as he looks at all of you as you approach. And I will bring you over in just a second when I remember where everything is. This thing is getting so complicated. Tokens. And there you all are. As you are all sitting there, you are greeted by people as you walk in, as you walk past guards, and you see this half-orc in front of you. And he says, "Oh, hello. Be pleased. The name is Ewol Zolare. How may I help you?"
Hello. I am Ludo, and we have heard that you were looking to put together a team to sponsor for the Gladiator tournament.
Yes, we have put the word out to all of the interested parties. Fortunate that you have come here seeking. May I ask who is all applying here? And as you all like step up for him to regard you all, you're all like taking a sweeping look at the room. You see like the different pillars, the nice fine like sandstone brick. Everything is like symmetrical and neat. Off to like the left side, there seems to be like a little bit of like a gnome, like tiny tinkering lady, just sitting there like sitting behind like this giant like automaton that has like silver and glittering bits of metal, like some aged bronze or gold or electrum of sort. On the right side, there seems to be a couple like robed up, either, you know, wizards, monks, scholars, who knows, and they seem to be like dealing in documents and arguing furiously. Sitting next to the person that is greeting you, there seems to be a long-haired, like a Triton person with like finned webbing, like, you know, they seem like they belong in the water, their hair coming down in like a small like tight braid, and they come walking up and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And Ewa says, Yulin, there are some new guests, people who are looking to compete in the upcoming tournament, as you have been asking people for. He says, who are you all?
Well, my name is Ludo.
You can call me Arno Morningwood.
And I am Morgen Megen.
The person, the one who greeted you, the half-orc, he says, I am Iwo Zolari, nice to meet you. And then the Triton person next to him says, I am Yulin of the Water Ashari.
The Water Ashari.
And he sees like the look of reaction on your faces, and like especially like Ludo like probably looks crestfallen.
Yeah.
Disappointment.
And he says, do you not like the Water Ashari?
Oh, no. I have nothing against the Water Ashari. I have an old friend who's a Water Ashari, and when I heard that the Cobalt Soul had a Water Ashari seeking members for a gladiatorial team, I got excited, hoping that maybe it could have been my old friend.
You know Water Ashari?
Yes. I traveled with one for a while. We all did.
What's their name?
Finian Wave Rider.
There you go.
I mean, Wave Rider.
I had my hand on the caps lock.
I mean, the Wave Rider is like a pretty common surname. It's like a name for bastards. So it could have been anyone. I don't know a Finian. I mean, it's just not all people grew up in that village. That makes sense. You're all here looking for the tournament. May I ask what your deal is?
What do you mean? What's our deal?
Yeah, like what do you do?
Oh well, I'm pretty formidable as a fighter.
I mean, armor looks a little scuffed up, but if you were better, probably wouldn't get hit as much.
Well, what's the point of wearing armor if you don't plan on taking some hits?
You got better than that, and you see he does a little dash and kind of with a jet of water shoots himself back real fast with a 10-foot little thing, which would be impressive if you hadn't seen Aljin do it a million times.
Yep.
Is that as far back as you can shoot yourself?
No. Don't worry, I can show you. And he was
cool trick.
Yeah. What is your insight for?
No, I can go fast. I can go further.
Yeah,
Come on,
definitely
bro.
someone blustering and to trying to if Aljin was a kid out of his depth in the wide world, Aljin has actually seen stuff, this person has not at all. And Ewa says, calm down, Yulin. No need to be hot-headed. We need to, make sure we find the best candidates, and ideally, we are a temple to the gods here, so any sort of that aspect is always preferred.
Yeah.
So is it just you looking for a team of gladiators?
And he says, well, we're still trying to narrow down the candidates. And right at that time, you all hear an explosion, a small, little arcane off to the side over here in the other left room where that little gnome was tinkering with something. And at this moment, Ludo, you feel your jewel start kind of glowing with a divine radiance. And as your attention all looks over at that arcane explosion, I will say, what do they see?
You see a large automaton. There's a port in his chest that's glowing blue with the same color as his eyes. They are wielding. I know the picture is a mace, but it is a large warhammer. As they like sort of stand up tall to their full 7'11". And turn. They look around and start heading away from the I can't control it, Jack.
Oh yeah.
From the gnome.
Mm-hmm. Well,
He
do you
sort
have a
of
name?
walks into the room.
We don't have it yet.
Here, controlled by all
They don't
players.
have it yet. They hear them saying, "Hey you, hey you."
Hey, you, get back here! Controlled by all players. Hopefully.
Okay. Yep, I got them. You got them. They walk in, and I'm gonna roll a perception here, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
A 17. He locks on with Ludo as the talisman that he's wearing glows. Give me 1 second here.
New character sheet. Who dis?
Nope. You see him shift from this bluish color into a reddish hue as he reaches into a compartment in his leg and he shoves this thing into his chest.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
As he beelines straight for Ludo. Okay, thank you. Again, control over that one, please. As he beelines straight for Ludo.
Meant to make it a double-sided.
His full. I gotta look at this. Yeah, 40 feet. So I think he can make
Diagonals
it actually
works.
to Ludo
Diagonals
in
work.
40 feet.
Yeah.
Diagonal. That's not how I wanted that to look, but should have been straight line, no square. Yeah, as he beelines straight for Ludo. And then Jack, you can take over at this point.
This robot comes, surges, it has that color, and then it takes a red crystal out, jams into the port, flares up, and is now barreling down at all of you. And in a blink of an instant, it covers 40 feet. And I'll give everyone any reactions, or we will probably roll initiative.
It has to be a reaction.
No, like reaction in the moment doesn't have to be a reaction. We're not officially an initiative unless you're doing something else, Aaron.
Well, he would take a swing, but at this point, I mean, if that was it, he would bonus action rage and then take a swing at Ludo at this with the wisdom save of 8 or of 4.
Mm-hmm. Is anything any noise come out?
No, it is just you hear him say something. It's sort of hard. It's sort of, it went from like nothing to a gurgle sound of I gotta think now. The Blessed Three, and then he just juggernaut like slides right for you and takes a swing with his action. He gets a second attack with his action at
as he comes charging at me.
All right, what does Ray do?
Go ahead, Ray, give those 2 attacks.
I was gonna say, as he came charging at me, my quote unquote reaction, if I'm able, would be to like toss the shield up, like make that active, so it's floating around me.
Yeah, you invoke that
And
shield.
kind of like brace, like holding the silver light spear.
As you go and have that, and Saeryn, you actual reaction.
Love it. That's beautiful.
Silvery barbs.
Imagine using silvery barbs against a player character.
The first time
That's
you
great.
meet them.
It's fantastic. I get to roll
Ludo,
again, right?
you have
Yes, roll
advantage.
again.
I get to roll again, right? That's how that works.
Yeah, it's just a reroll.
Take the number that you roll again.
You'll crit again.
24.
Oh, you got close.
Ooh.
Real close. So he hits with you in that one. For he's double-handed. It is an 8. In comparison to the single-handed 8. As he hits you, and he's sort of fixated and locked on right now to your the crest that you're wearing.
All right, what does Ludo do?
I just got hit, so I'm gonna swing back. Are we entering initiative or?
I think he's sort
I'll
of.
say I'll let you. Yeah.
He's playing a little loosey goosey right
Yeah,
now.
but
Yeah.
we're seeing how it develops. If what's Morgan doing as well? You see, everyone in the area is starting to react.
I feel like Morgan would just kind of wait and see if it like calms down a little bit, if it gets it out of his system, or if anyone else tries to join in this, then she would definitely spring into action. Or if things look too grim for Ludo.
All right, yeah, Ludo, this thing comes at you. It seems to be reacting to something. You missed to make your strike. All right. Do you do anything
like
else
how-
with that strike?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna throw a smite on it.
Yeah, 23 hits.
Yeah, that's an important thing we have to check with this group. Does a 23 hit?
Yes, 23 hits.
I like how I threw the shield up so I could get the two-handed damage, but it's less than the one-handed.
Is that always the
That,
fucking
see,
worst?
the initial damage is piercing. Okay.
Yeah, throwing.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let's do. Well, we're throwing a second level smite on that.
Okay.
12.
And that's radiant, right?
So it's
Yes.
20 total.
Okay. Let me. Yeah.
All right, well,
We'll go
we're
ahead. Jack.
rolling initiative.
I was. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, well,
I
do,
love it.
you have any reaction that you want right now? But that the thing is up there.
No. I think at this point, let's roll the initiative.
You said for specifically that you bonus action raged while you were running, so I'm guessing that
Yep.
piercing was halved.
Correct.
As me and not as Saeryn. Saeryn doesn't know how far.
Correct.
work.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yes. Yeah. I did say rage. I was trying not to say key terms, and I guess I did. Yeah. You definitely
I
definitely
probably
raged.
also said it.
Hey, can you have this person here roll also, Jack?
Yeah,
The gnome.
yeah, she's definitely getting in there.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, the name Yulin sounds familiar. Is that from anything else? Or like B Team met them or something?
B Team hasn't met them, but they've been in Aljin backstory stuff. I don't know if he
Got it,
ever
okay.
mentioned them to you guys explicitly.
I don't think explicitly. I think it was like it might have been like in dreams. I think.
That sounds right.
Sure. Why not? Let's play this game of PvP. 3v1. I love it.
It's a barbarian. You have chance here. Like
A little bit. Yeah, we'll see. I rolled real bad too with advantage. I rolled a 10.
Yeah, she's really low down in there.
Yeah, that's after me. It's fine.
All right, well, it is back at the top. It is going to be Ludo.
Yeah, swinging again.
the shouts and cries of "No, stop, stop! What's happening?" As crusty old lady comes running on her back.
Crap.
It's like, "No, wait! Stop doing it!"
Yeah, a crit hits.
Throwing a second level smite on that.
So it was 6 on the
Jesus.
first one, and then little two-handed critical. So is the 5 or the 6?
It'd be the two-hand.
Well, it looks like it rolled weirdly like twice.
Well, it did 6, so it was 11.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think either way, no matter how you add it
It's
up.
11 either way.
So 11 flat piercing, and then 31 radiant.
All right, second swing.
Mm-hmm.
So 16 hit.
Meets it, beats it.
Or a first level smite on that.
Mm-hmm.
So 11 piercing, 13 radiant.
Mm-hmm.
And bonus action, polearm master, bonus attack. 22 to hit.
Yep, it hits.
For let's go ahead and throw another smite on that. First level. 4 radiant.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's all I got.
All right. So you see all that happens. You just start smashing on this robot that came and attacked you out of nowhere. Yulin in the back, or this is Ewo's turn, I believe. Yeah. He comes running up and he says, "What in the name of Ayun is this?" And he will come up and he will yell over and he says, "Deandra, get your robot under control." You and yeah, I mean, he sees the robot started it, so he's going to go ahead and give the help action to D when she comes over. Yeah, he's going to be given the help instead of raining blows. Morgen, go ahead.
So Morgan is going to cast a spell. Hey you, would you please give me a charisma saving throw?
Yeah, absolutely.
DC 16 for a banishment.
1.
Great. Yeah. You have winked into another plane of existence for now.
Excellent.
I will say.
By the way, Ludo, I'm gonna say you just made me bloody, Ludo.
Nice.
I mean, there was
And
a
then-
crit on like a level 2 divine smite.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's a lot.
I'll kind of yell out to the artificer here, like, you've got 1 minute to come up with a solution. He will be back, and I can bring him back earlier. You let me know when you're ready.
All right, you doing anything else,
Nope, that's the turn.
Saeryn?
Saeryn visibly relaxes and is like, "Huh. All right, well, I guess we can wait and see what this is going to happen. If he pops back in, I'll try to shut him down as best I can. But I don't know. Maybe you figure something out first. How about that?"
Nice. Yeah, you see she kind of comes running over as you ready the action, and she says, "Well, where did you put him?"
In another dimension for now, but I can drop my concentration on the spell at any time.
Well, let me give a... I can't do anything if he's not here. And I'll say it was, hey, your turn ended without attacking or taking damage.
Correct. I'm out of rage at this moment.
Okay.
And you
I
see,
will bring-
at this point, Yulin will come running up. And before you bring him back, he's going to come up and throw a harpoon at Ludo. An 11 to hit you. He just takes it out. He says, "Enemies of the Cobalt Soul, get out of here, man!" And just throws it at you.
Yeah, as he throws it, the shield that's dancing around me just deflects it easily.
And he says, "No way! How does he block that? That was my best throw."
Oh, buddy.
And then you come blinking back into existence.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So I
I'll
guess
drop
we've gone
pieces.
around a few turns
I'll
in that
say
situation.
Well, it depends if Morgan drops it early or not.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and drop it now. Now that the artificer's in position.
Yeah, you see she goes to start as soon as you come back, makes a tinkering check with a help. But it helps that you're not in a rage as you come back. So what happens as you come back?
Come back to me. He is sort of. They are sort of confused on what happens. Perception check to see if they recognize. No, they look around, don't see exactly what's in line of sight at this point, and looks and just like turns over to the tinker and just sort of like stands there at attention, waiting for something like an order or something to go on.
Mm-hmm. Well, what the hell was that all about? What are you doing? Don't hurt him! Don't hurt him! And she like tries to like squeeze herself between like you and Ludo. She's like, don't hurt him! I just got him working. This never happened before. I'm sorry. What? Are you okay?
I am okay.
And you get a better look. It's just like some little old gnome tinkerer lady. She got a little cogwheel on her and nice helmet. And just seems to be like just starts like going over like all the blows and like the damage like the barks that are like messed up into dents on Hey You. She's like, I never seen him go off before. What do you got there? And she points up at your little necklace that seems to still like have that little like radiant like as the glow finishes from like divine smite that you called upon.
Mm-hmm. It's a religious relic.
Religious relic as what god?
Actually, it's a multi-god religious relic.
Damn.
Perception, you catch that.
Mm-hmm.
If you wish.
Mm-hmm. Looks at him and goes, you see Heiyu's head sort of cock a little bit to the one side, and like he squats down and like gets eye level with you, and it's most crit beings don't have like humor like mannerisms of a human, but you see his eyes sort of like squint and they look at you, and they stand back up. He sort of cocks his head again. He looks at the relic and goes, "The 3?" And he looks back over at D, sort of like questioning.
What do you know about that? Just a robot I just found in some ruins.
A man was blessed by the 3. He sort of looks back at the relic and the back of Ludo, like turns his head a little bit, squints at him. He sort of relaxes as he looks at Ludo locked in.
May I ask what ruins you recovered him from?
I was working with the allegiance, and he was found down in the bits of Kalmaro. But he's not. This is different. This is the Aeormaton technology. This is from Aeor. Like, look at the runes and the glyphs here, and she like starts like pointing out like a bunch of different things.
Saeryn will get closer to look at the runes.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an Arcana.
Oh, let me see that there. I just, took off the damn goggles.
That's great.
That's my fault. If we were going into downtime, I'd put them back on. But yeah, it's fine. I don't need advantage.
No worries.
I rolled an 11.
I mean, it's definitely Aeormaton technology from what you've seen or heard of in the past. This is like some ancient, heavy magic. Like, this is different than any automaton that you've ever seen. And the runes and glyphs seem to be in line with that. And, I don't even know how to, like, transmute this type of metal. Like, I don't, like, even know if wizards, like, have that capability of making beings like this. And it's... I think, Morgen, you're caught off by, like, it's seeming like sentience.
It's a damn thing. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on anything coming out of Aeor, but this is honestly a bit much.
This just seems like a living piece of history to me. I wonder what it knows. The memories it must have.
I've never been able to get more than a few damn words out of the heap of junk. That's why I just called it, hey you, go over there. Hey you, do this for me.
You see Sarah suddenly get it.
Every time she says, hey you, he looks and like sort of seeing where she's pointing. Well, every time to see if there is a task.
Yeah, and she's like, I told you, Ewo, if we can just get him to prompt properly, I mean, he knows how to fight. I told you that. Like, look how strong he was. And he, like, looks at Ludo, and Ewo says, yes, he would. If he could be properly directed, it could be useful in the Coliseum. You are correct, but are we able to control it? Nealon's like speaks up in the bag. He's like, "Oh no way! I'm fighting alongside that ray grow machine. That thing, it's no way!" And he will gives him like a glaring look, and he's like, "I've seen how well you can fight, and it is not that impressive. If that is what the Water Ashari are teaching nowadays." But you all seem fairly capable.
That was not representative of the Water Ashari that I knew.
Well, perhaps. But I hate to ask. And he looks over at Deandra and says, do you think he would be capable of fighting? And Deandra looks up at you. Hey, you.
Sort of looks at her and nods and like looks back at Ludo and like sort of gives her a little like nod, like everything's okay.
And Ludo nods back and, hey you, I apologize for reacting to your violence with more violence.
They stand up. And it's gonna be hard for me.
We're all learning.
Yeah, they stand up a little taller. Like they had a little hunch, like as you've seen probably other automatons around the area and like in other cities, like they always have like the very mechanical look to them. When you apologize, they stand up like they've been seen, like they've been verified as like a living thing, and they put their hand out to shake yours.
Ludo would embrace the hand with his own. and shake it.
I'm sorry for attacking.
Apology accepted.
Now I'm curious. Morgan was gonna walk up and she's gonna cast a Cure Wounds on Heyu, see if it worked.
Mm.
Just a first look.
Yeah, the curiosity there. Go ahead, roll it. Whatever aromaton magic, whatever they figured out back in the ancient days of Exandria, where they were able to create flying cities that were capable of rebuking the gods themselves. Whatever those mad bastards did, they managed to somehow, as far as you can tell, bind something to this. It's not an automaton, it is an aoromaton. And you reach out with your healing divine magic of the Raven Queen, skeptical, hesitant, and you find it take hold. And while the metal itself doesn't like knit up miraculously, like you've seen flesh, like that glow that has like slightly dimmed, of like telling like that telltale sign, like, oh, this robot is damaged, like it seems to brighten up, and you feel that healing points full effect. Hey, you.
Okay. Sort of looks at Morgan again, feeling like verified, and gives her like a nod, and you see them pull. There's this like seeping in that chest compartment of this little red drip, and you see them pull it out, and it molds back to a stone, and he puts it back into this compartment in their thigh, right above their knee. It's just this little red bead.
See, I told you, Ewo. I told you we were able to use the crystal, the ruidium crystal from the Allegiance of Allsight, and somehow tinker and engineer it, and it's able to fuel the energy, the simulation of a rage mechanic, of the berserker mechanics that we've seen in battle, and it worked. It totally worked. And Saeryn, you all definitely recognize that as ruidium crystal.
Jesus Christ, he's touching it. So how many characters is that's touched damn ruidium?
All of them. All of them.
He said, I am making one that is not human, damn it. He is not.
We had a conversation about it, and we were sort of like figuring out what to do. And I'm like, dude, this thing can rage from ruidium. It'd be great. And we sort of had that instinct of this makes it amazing. But all of them, every one of them has touched ruidium at this point.
Golly.
So yeah.
Saeryn sees the ruidium and has to just really quickly like tighten up before like his. Otherwise, he'll just give away like that he knows what it is anyway. He's like, You
can go ahead and give me a charisma check. You make that like a deception.
Do you want a deception?
A deception or persuasion, however you're trying to hide it.
Gah.
And you see Ewo, the Sectic operative, the half-orc there, and he just says, you are familiar.
I've seen it once or twice. It's not very common, but been around a bit and yet seen it once.
We have also met some adventurers recently who are familiar with it. They are off on a mission now, but they were very hesitant to share how much they knew, it seemed. They always were holding something back.
Yeah, what were those adventures like?
There was a waste walker from the Xhorhas wastelands. There was a dark elf, a drow spellcaster, a wizard type. A large ogre lady and a blue, I don't know, like half orc. And a little small goblin. They were sent to go investigate cultists' activity. Someone from the Dwendalian Empire said that someone had stolen a staff belonging to cultists of Zahir, a fellow betrayer god.
Ah, well, yeah, betrayer gods. Big trouble there. Don't want any of them around.
Yes, they definitely seemed keen. They had fresh scars that they said were related to dealings with betrayer gods.
Saeryn's just thinking, well, that's maybe.
It's like you're like the betrayers part, maybe. But yeah, he says, haven't heard from them in a couple days, but I'm sure they will be back. But would you, between all of us, and he sees like Yulin at this point kind of is like sulking off after being like rebuked, like, you know, it's like kind of like a young kid kicking dirt in the corner. And he looks at Iwa looks at all of you and he says, you would all like to attempt to your hand at the Grand Coliseum next week. Yeah, the Cobalt Soul would be indebted to you.
I'm kind of down for it. What do you think?
Do we have that much time?
It's about 5 days until the grand tournament happens, so you have as much time as you want to do anything before then. I just wouldn't recommend traveling off to the city. That's why I can't really rely on those other adventurers. They left a day ago, and who knows when they will be back.
Right. So, let me ask you this one. How about it? If, say, we enter the tournament and we win, we get the boon from Jaman's Ord, right?
Yes, that is the prize that is at stake here.
Would I be wrong to think that that might be the only way for us to get into Kilmoro?
Ah, you are interested in Kelmaro, I see. And he looks at Ludo
Seems
with
like
the
everyone is
jewel
these days.
of the three prayers around his neck. I have seen similar. I have released etchings reported from my scholars at the Legions of Allsight, saying I've seen a similar jewel. Mosaics and depictions of some hero.
Yeah, so we're kind of interested in getting in there, and I'm guessing we can't just ask you politely to take us in?
The boon that we would be asking of Jamansa Ord is for the Cobalt Soul to also have a expedition team that can go down into the Kael Maro. As of right now, the Legions of Allsight are the ones that control that entire expedition and research team.
Yeah. And it sounds like the Allegiance already has a team.
It seems that they might be forming a team so that they can secure that no one else can, seek the treasures and knowledge for themselves. That is where we defer as organizations. This knowledge that down there should be free for the public and everyone to learn and know from. Whereas the Allegiance, I fear, might be trying to use it more for their advantage and leverage in the city's influence.
Hell yeah, that sounds pretty good to me.
But you said Heyu came from Kelmaro.
Yes, they found that in the wreckage down there. On the very top surface levels. Does not seem to be, different things, maybe, perhaps, but... he looks at, like, the reaction that happened. He says, maybe related after all. But if you win the grand tournament and you secure the boon, and let us and the Cobalt Soul let you ask to be part of the expedition, it is the way forward.
Saeryn will look at Ludo and say, I think that we're going to have to wait a week at least. There's no way we're getting in there without actually winning this tournament.
So it would appear. However, I worry that waiting that long might not be beneficial to our objectives. Hey, you, how deep into Kalmar have you been?
I'll say all you remember is when you've been woken up in the tinkerer's shop here in the Cobalt Soul, or at the originally like on the racks at the Allegiance treasure room.
Yeah. So they sort of just look at you and like sort of like look back, like you can see them like filing through. It's sort of like the eyes moving, try to figure out how far back they can remember, and just looks at you and goes, woke up on surface. And like looks back at you and looks back at that medallion, and
There's something there.
yeah, they can't just put it together at this point, and it's like not very far down. No.
Okay.
All right, well, I think that we can come to an agreement and represent the Cobalt Soul in the tourney if everyone's on board. What do you say, Morgan?
I say we give it a go.
Awesome. All right. You got it. We're going to join up and we'll be your team for the tournament under one condition.
Oh.
I'm not doing any sit-ups.
You like look at it, it's like ripped abs peeking out through the cloth.
None of that shit.
And he says, we would never dream it, not unless you wanted to join our ranks afterwards, which would be a big favor if you were managed to do that.
I'm not doing any sit-ups.
Well then.
Just repeats himself.
I believe you all have a some downtime. We can take care of you and host you up. We don't have any. We have some spare bedrooms here, or if you have any recommendations, we could, make sure you have comfortable lodgings throughout the city.
Saren's thinking. I think he's probably gonna. He doesn't want to say anything out loud in front of these people, but Saeryn does not want to stay at the Cobalt Soul if Aeor's party is even remotely going to swing by.
The DM said in question, do you want to stay here for the other team, maybe? Yeah, no.
For Aeor's party? Because I'm pretty sure that the other team is working for the Allegiance. Like, our B team is the Allegiance, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, basically.
This team doesn't
Jack
know
has
that.
played us against each other perfectly.
Yeah, like, I'm just like, okay.
It worked.
Somehow, the B team has returned.
Ludo, you
What I
might need to
think
get a
that we
second
actually
character.
Yeah. We kind of found a particularly nice establishment over in the Circuit Walk that we've been staying at. We wouldn't mind just keeping our stuff over there if it's all the same to you. I don't want to get in the way of any Cobalt Soul business, but that's it. I would love to come around and check out the library every once in a while.
Yes, we have many documents and are always looking for any other types of historical records and anything that you need. Our library, our resources are yours in preparation for this. Looks like you already have as much gear as you probably need.
Yeah.
Alright. So, with that, you all can comfortably get back to your lodgings at the Step Aside. You will be in good, comfortable place, away from any potential run-ins yet that you don't want to. So, we will have a week of downtime, pretty much at least like 5 days of guaranteed full downtime that you guys want to do. You're also in the between time until the next session that we don't know that will happen yet. The B team is also going to have about a week of downtime. And
It's just Trixie running around the city telling everyone she shot the moon.
yeah, and then we'll figure out any
Very
other
simple.
things or run-ins or chaos that happens. I think, yeah, Ludo, you might want to get a B team character rolled up just in case.
All right.
I am not against having you all fucking PvP against each other if that's how it happens.
Yes.
What a nightmare! Yes.
Yes. This would be great. Jack's just sitting there drinking and was ready to fight each other.
Like, there might actually be full brackets coming out. Like, I don't know how
Fight each
far
other
this
or
is going
fight
to
ourselves.
how much free time I have in the
Yes.
next 2 weeks is going to be. This grand tournament can either be 1 session or 6. Like, you know, like buckle in.
We're about to dark tournament arc. It's gonna be the whole season.
Yeah, like no, like
this is it.
this
This is it.
this is like a season end basically. Like I don't
Welcome
know.
to the
We'll-
tuning
we'll
exam,
figure out
everybody.
Exactly what
Whoever survives
happens.
this will be the party.
Yeah.
Yeah. There will be some reconnections, possibly, maybe for the first time on the battlefield. We'll see how close people pay attention to the other team's roster lists, and yeah, who knows what the next session will happen and when we will all get back together again. So with that, I will end tonight here. Thank you all for another episode of Call of Netherdeep. We're bringing it back. Like and subscribe.